Hey, how's it going?
Oh, just it's going it's going somewhere, man. I don't know where if it's going up, down, left, right. It's probably going up someone's ass. It's probably
Are we,
where it's
are,
going.
are we talking because of all the stuff that you're going through with your page? I mean, holy shit, man! I tell you, people are just like, I don't know what to say. I just, I don't, I see it because since I'm a part of it and everything. Like, I see the what when it comes up on the feed and everything. But it's like, I don't know what everybody's so obsessed with hating on DigiKey all is for whatever reason. I mean, I
Well,
get it, but it's like.
yeah. So here's the thing. There's people
Hi,
who
Mad Dog.
have sorry, what?
Oh, I said hi. I was saying hi to Mad Dog. Just
What's
in
up,
case
Okay.
you
everybody?
were. Well, go ahead there, Zach. Hey, what's up?
Okay.
Go ahead,
So
Zach.
here's the thing is that there are some people who are working at Jiki who have a strong feeling or a strong sense that things are just going the wrong way there. I mean, we've seen some stuff in the media, them dissolving jobs, shipping them to India. As you probably have seen, there's been some comments in
Yeah,
there about how like management mistreats them or healthcare benefits, pay, whatever it may be. And, they are using their voice on our platform to advocate for a union. And there was just some claims going back and forth, and quite frankly, I was getting really exhausting just addressing those one at a time. So I made a video and I just said, "Hey, here's like six claims that I get thrown at me or thrown at the group." Over and over again, but so here's just some facts about the unions. And then I got some blowback from that, and people just didn't like that, or I shouldn't say people, but some, a very loud, vocal few,
Ish.
yeah, that didn't like that, and were claiming that we had like an anti-DigiKey bias on the page, and I
Wow.
just published another video saying like, hey guys, this is just a community page. And
Yeah,
sometimes, yeah, if there's a lot of hate on a company, then maybe we need to take a step back and ask ourselves as to why that's there, and maybe it's a consequence of their own making, or because sure, it's easy to say there's a bunch of whiners and complainers. Yeah, that's true too. But there's also could be the fact that there's just some genuine grievance. There's some genuine disappointment with how the company is being ran, and maybe the this talk about union, which
yeah,
again I haven't even heard before up until lately. Maybe that's just a consequence of some of the decisions that the company has been making. And it's frustrating just to blame everyone else for what's going
well,
on instead
yeah,
of actually taking a look at it.
yeah. I just don't understand it myself. It's like, people need to be careful about what they say because it's like I don't, I'm not saying that Disney would probably do anything about it, but it's like you just never know. They could probably start finding out who the people are and sue them for just talking smack about their business and everything. I mean, you gotta be careful about shit like that.
You
You know,
never you never know. I can tell you this for any of the
can't
members
hear
who
you,
are
Lance, at
watching.
all.
Yeah, for any of the members who are watching, no, when you post anonymously and stuff like that,
Up, Lance?
your identity is completely secure. We don't
Well,
give
sure,
anyone
but I
your
mean, I'm talking
identity.
about the ones that don't post it, honestly, not honestly, because I feel like there's some people that are willing to. I don't know. They just don't seem to care. It seems like about what happens. And again, Lance, we can't hear you.
No, 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 no. I
Oh,
wasn't saying
oh, oh,
anything.
oh.
That's
Okay, okay.
I
You
Never
like
mind
wasn't
my
then. I
saying
guess I
hatchet?
can
anything.
hear you.
Sorry,
You like my
sorry.
hatchet peace pipe?
Oh yeah.
That is a hatchet peace pipe.
Wow.
I didn't hear it all, but I just really wanted to step in real quick and say that yeah, happy Mad Dog Day.
That's
It's,
right.
it's my
That's right.
music.
Well, maybe we will tonight. We'll see.
Yeah,
New
yeah.
segment we have planned. I've been a little
You
bit
ain't
under
gonna
the
play.
weather.
Hey, I got it loaded up and ready to go. If you ain't playing it, I'm hitting that bad boy.
Well, do you know how to share the sound? Because remember, when you do that, it can, I mean, Zoom has a way to not be able to let everybody else hear the stuff you're playing. Even if you're like playing a guitar or anything like that, you have to have it
Oh
hooked
yeah.
up a certain way.
I was playing music on Halloween and I realized you guys couldn't even hear that. And
No, Yeah,
That was interesting.
that's why we're moving to StreamYard the next season. That's exactly the
All
reason
right,
why.
let's see. Can you hear it?
Nope. Oh, okay. Yeah, now I can.
Hit my music.
Wow. I tell you,
That's so great.
I'm sure he
That
had to.
is
I'm
Lance,
sure
gotta
he
listen
had.
to the words.
I'm sure he had to have the best breakfast, the best lunch, and everything today, and deal with, you know. And his wife
oh
probably made him a cake or whatever with his picture on it, and whatever.
Hey, my music's on. Be quiet, Sean. How you're disrespecting the dog?
Okay.
Can't hear it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can hear
Sean,
it. We
shut
can
up.
hear it. Okay, I'm the host with the most, but I guess Mad Dog will be the
No.
host today.
No, I
Yeah,
just
the
want to tell you, man. No,
back.
you can go back to your conversation. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just want to tell you, you are a great bunch of guys, man.
Well, yeah, I
I'm
mean,
so glad I met you guys.
yeah, I'm glad that you came on board too. You know, when Sam told me about you and stuff, I just assumed that you wanted to be on because you just like you just wanted you were bored with life and you just had nothing else going on and you just wanted to try it out and see if you could hang and you've proven that you can
No,
hang.
I
So
can't hang, man. You guys are too good for
oh,
me.
you can hang.
I'm in Cloud 9 half the time.
Well, are you on cloud 69 right
That's
now?
part of the hang.
Right
That's right.
now, right now, I'm about one brain cell away from being dead.
Wow.
See, I got two brain cells. One's dead, or three brain cells. One's dead, and the other two hate each other.
Wow. So a fart will kill him tonight. I tell you. If he
Yeah,
happens to break one, if he happens to break the loudest fart, we'll be able to hear it.
if you fart tonight, you might get some mud for the turtle, man. I got that squirts.
Oh, jeez. Well,
Oh,
you
geez.
ate too much jerky, I tell
And
you.
Lance, what is that? Halloween? Hey, Lance, you're in Halloween too, right?
Yes, the
I watch
first
that.
the first Halloween too.
Oh, there's two of them because I watched. I'm looking at me and my daughter. I'm like, I'm telling
Wait,
you, he's on there. I'm
wait,
telling
hold.
you.
There's two Halloween twos.
Yeah, there's a Rob Zombie and then there's a John Carpenter. Actually, there's John Carpenter and then there's Rob Zombie. There's
Correct.
gonna be yeah.
So just trying to be like correct, it was the 1981 Halloween 2.
Yeah. For some reason, I keep telling people it's 82, but I don't. Like I'll tell you, I got the
I
years
think
wrong.
was 82 82 may have been Halloween 3. That was pretty quick
Probably,
after
probably.
cuz that was like the next summer.
Well,
Seemed
I'm
like
trying.
every summer
What
was
I want to
something.
do is I want to get those. Like last week I showed you the 4K of the Halloween that I bought from Scream Factory. Well, now they got them all now in 4K, every single one of them. Even the Rob Zombie ones and all that. So
Have they released them all on 4K?
yeah, they did the same thing. They did the same thing what they did with Child's Play. Put
Well,
them
here's
all
a
on
tape.
Scream Factory. Oh.
Here's a tape. Here's a tape. It might be worth money someday. It is 1998 Brawl at Sullivan Hall championship match when the Mad Dog won the United States heavyweight title, October 4th, 1998.
Let me ask you a question there, Bad Dog, because when I was
Yes.
trying to do a little research on you a little bit, just because I had an idea that I would have worked if you would have had more footage. How come you don't have any footage of your matches on
Because
your
when we
on
were
anything?
younger, we didn't have cell phones with footage, and the
No, no, no,
guys
no, no. But you have a videotape. How come they didn't record like your early days and stuff? Or like because I wanted to put
I don't
together
know.
like a
I got
little.
like 30 of
Have you?
these, and these are
Oh,
all VHS. I got to switch them over, and I never did. I'm too lazy.
oh, okay.
But the guys I wrestled for, the organizations, they all buckled in 2 or 3 years, and no one knows
Okay,
where their tape.
but
But
see,
this one's the
my plan was I was going to do like if you had enough footage, I was
no,
going to do
I
like a
don't.
career retrospective of kind of like some highlights of so we
You
could
want to
see you
hear
wrestle.
something? I don't even have nothing on my page because I don't know how to get them off these.
All you got is photos, old photos, and that's it.
Yeah, because I got everything on these.
Okay,
You got to
okay.
remember when I started wrestling in '88, they were VHS was big. There was no cell phones. All we had was them
I know
stupid cameras you walked around like this, and I didn't have one because I was too poor.
you couldn't spoil anything unless you were at the event. That's right.
You
Yeah.
know, and the
Exactly.
guys I
Yeah.
all wrestled, they were all ghetto. Like I
So,
said,
but I mean,
I did it. That's what everybody asked me. When I go on YouTube, I never see none of your matches, none of your
yeah,
events. You gotta understand, buddy. Most of the guys I wrestled ain't on unless they went on before '85 or '86.
yeah.
When the shit started coming out. I
Well,
was a hit and miss sometimes. You know
just
what I
know,
mean?
just know that I was going to do something for Mad Dog Day as far as like a tribute, a real tribute. You know,
Did
so
you
I wish
try
you
just so
would
you
let
and
me
know.
know, and I could have sent you some little tidbits.
Yeah.
did you try and do like a reverse search where maybe Mad Dog was the opponent of somebody else and somebody
Yeah,
else was the one
I
videotaping?
tried that. I tried Shirley Doe. Shirley Doe was a fall guy that I ran with my first 3 or 4 years when I got beginning because I owed him for being in wrestling school and that. So I used to have to go help him put up the ring, and it was basically his. So I was his little package for a while where I come out, good guy, kissing the crowd, and then he'd beat the living shit out of me in front of me. And then it would go on to
Right.
something in Fan Fest or whatever it
Yeah,
would be.
yeah.
So
Well, either way, it doesn't matter. I just wanted to let you know that that's what my intentions were.
well,
Because
thank
I
you. I
thought that would have been
appreciate that.
really
And
fun.
I got
But
a lot of people that say, I do a lot of research. You weren't nothing. You weren't no wrestler. I can't find you with and you remember like when I wrestled the Bushwhackers or something, they weren't videotaping it. They weren't proud of them moments in the church hall. They weren't going to give you that after their career.
you know what you
So
got
they
to
really
do?
didn't want to be
You know what you got to
videotaped.
do? Find somebody that can make it digital. I'm sure it won't cost that much. And then the next time we have Mad Dog Day next year, because I plan on having the
Yeah.
show run for quite a while. By that
I've,
time we'll be at season 6, or no, we'll be season 5 then.
I've tried to do
Yeah.
that. I found a guy to do these on.
Okay.
And I gave him a bunch of them. And when I went down there, he said, no, none of them are working on my VHS. I can't switch them over. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Well,
I made sure they all worked before I brought them down to you.
I
Go talk to Sam about it. Have him find somebody because I'm sure he can digitize
I
something.
was thinking
I
almost like a Costco or a Sam's Club does that even.
You know,
I could be wrong.
you could do
I
this
even make a
yourself,
good,
actually.
I
Yeah,
Yeah,
even
you
but
made a good
can.
commercial. I
but to
even
say
made a
it,
commercial.
yeah, well, I
Go
saw
ahead.
the commercial, but see, you gotta understand, Zach, that Mad Dog's
Yeah,
not
but
really a
the
technical person.
commercial's not on video.
Right.
I go on.
Yeah.
Well, what I
If
was
I
going
go
to
on.
say, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
No, go
Go,
ahead. Go ahead.
go ahead, Zach.
All right. No, I was going to say, so I don't, you guys are probably already aware of this, but when you guys like go on YouTube and you watch gaming streams and stuff like that,
Yeah.
there's a capture card. You can set that capture card onto pretty much any device, including your VHS player, as long as it has those red, yellow, and white
And white
things.
bugs, yeah.
I
Yeah,
heard you could do that on like the Xbox stuff because I have the Series X here at home,
The
and
red, yellow, white plugs.
well, yeah,
RCA, baby.
RCA cable,
RCA
man.
plugs.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
Capture card. Okay.
Yeah,
I
Okay.
did a
yeah.
commercial
So
for Arm.
you
so
did a
that
commercial for Digital Choice or whatever.
So
Yeah,
Right?
that's one of the things he said that he was worried about is he didn't want anybody busting open his tapes and potentially ruining it.
Sure.
This way, it's a win-win. You can put the tape in the VCR player, let it play, and then just have your capture device just record what's being displayed on TV, and
Uh-huh.
then you can save it to your computer, and voila, it's digitalized. Probably not like remastered or anything, but
Sure.
that's the one way you can have it both to where nobody is opening up your VHS and like distorting it and hurting your property, and
Sure.
have a digital property.
Does most capture cards come with probably like real basic software to do some of it,
Yeah.
man?
So
Okay.
like
Yeah.
Elgato gaming capture card is one that I've used before in the past. And I don't know, you would have to probably buy like an adapter for those older uh uh analog cables.
Right.
But
Well, that's fine. I mean, we'll
Yeah,
figure something out anyway. So because I really think that it would be a good idea
love
for
the
you to get them
idea.
digitize those, and
Yep.
so that way people can see it. Because I think they get a lot of views. I think people really want. You
Yeah,
feel
that's
that
what
type of
cracks me
content.
up. Like I was trying to tell you, I had a commercial what I did for Comcast Cable Company. It ran for 5 years. I got kickbacks from that, and I couldn't go nowhere to Butler and that when they wouldn't notice me. But when I go to Armstrong Cable, you can't find the commercial because Johnny had the last copy of it, and he gave it to me, and I can't find it nowhere.
Well, I know I've seen the digital choice one because you have it on your
Yeah, but that's all
page a
goofed
few times.
up.
Yeah. It's not clear. Like I was going to use that too because I thought, oh, that's a cool commercial, but it's all fucked up and everything.
Yeah,
You
see,
know?
that's a goofy one. Johnny
So
tried to tape it. What's
I
up,
have to
bro?
ask your opinion about because you said that you were working with a smaller wrestling group, so I'm guessing it was a territory, right?
Yeah. There was FNW, Steel City, American Hardcore, which I ran with all of them because I was independent. I didn't sign with nobody.
So how do you feel about uh, um during that time, because you were alive during literally when history was being made during wrestling, when the consolidation of all the local wrestling agencies got bought up by Vince McMahon.
Right.
How was your view on that thing?
That was the McMahon territory, too, the territory we were in.
Sure.
That was Bill Cardillo, running for McMahon, but that was
I read
that was
that clip, and you should cut it out and keep it.
Well, I can't cut it out because it's digital. I'm just chatting with my mother. Yeah,
Oh,
with my
okay.
mother.
I didn't know what that was. I thought Johnny had gas. I couldn't. What's up, brother? Well, anyways, when that came
Anyway, I'm
about,
all time.
I was kind of mad because when you have territories like that, they can't hoard wrestlers. You know what I mean? They have
Right.
to pay them. They have to give them what they want. They have to. If he says he only wants to do 200 matches a year, they can't argue because he'll say, "Screw you, I'm jumping ships."
Yeah.
But when they stored up all the organizations, that took away from guys like little guys like me were thrown off the map. Forget about it.
Little guys like you, I tell you.
Yeah,
You
but
realize
if
how
you
much
weren't-
of a big guy you are?
Yeah, but if I'm talking about talent wise, I
Oh.
was a fly on the Buffalo's ass when it came to that.
Okay, well.
Here's my deal. I had to win you over going to the ring because I was such a bad wrestler that if I had you so mad when I got the ring, you didn't notice how bad of a wrestler I was. You just wanted to kill me. You hated me. Like I'd go, "Hey, is that your wife?" And the guy would say, "Yeah." I'm like, "Here, drink his beer. That's an ugly bitch." And where'd you
Oh,
find this
Jesus.
bitch in a garbage dumpster? Or hey, your dog has more teeth than you. And
Just would have been cool to see you like even on an episode of WCW Saturday Night or
I
WWF
was
main
on
event
an
or something.
episode of ECW, but like I said, they put me on they called it the curtain call. I was the first match.
Yeah, you were the dark match.
Yeah, and it didn't make the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You figured they'd put that on her because it was the warm-up match.
I'm sure they still record it because they record all the video, all the stuff. You can find
every tape I found of it was never on it.
Yeah,
that was the early days before they made TV.
Sure,
Right.
Sure.
They were out of New York.
Did you ever get to personally meet Eric Bischoff?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. But it was like at a wrestling fest thing. But I was in it. We had matches there.
Oh, I love Eric Bischoff.
I met him.
Oh.
I met a bunch of them guys.
Eric Bischoff is a guy that I idolize to be like because that guy, while he might be hated by a lot of people, but he is also respected by a lot of people because of decisions he had to make and stuff. And I realize that he can be kind of a pompous ass too. Think a lot of himself, but you know what? The guy has earned it.
Hey, he was a pompous ass, but he got all them wrestlers what they wanted a lot of times.
The whole NWO angle was just the coolest thing that I could ask for as a kid in 1996.
And you would not have the Attitude Era without Eric
That's
Bischoff.
right. That's right.
Yeah, he was fundamental with creating that challenge.
Vince McMahon just kind of stole his idea and ripped it off and tried to make it sound like it was his original idea, but it was all because of Eric Bischoff.
To everybody.
Yeah, stealing talent and stealing the ideas. What a concept!
He had a great talented thing. If it wasn't for his old man had it when he took it over. Had the best wrestlers in the business.
Yeah. Well, what's up, to Sam? Long time no see, man. I tell you, you weren't feeling good here a couple weeks ago. Now, I think I got the cold too. Now, I've had it since yesterday, but I'm slowly getting better. It just started with a sore throat, and then it's kind of runny nose, and then it's just like now I sound like I did back when I was first started doing radio, all plugged up and everything.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I had, and it's still there a little bit,
Oh. Well, you doing okay now, though? You doing all right?
It's still there.
Oh, okay.
Jesus Christ, he looks old with a beard.
Santa Claus.
This is No Shave November.
Yeah,
it looks fantastic.
Yeah, here's No Shave November. You be no more. His hair grew over.
Jeez.
When he lays backwards naked, his hickey looks like a mushroom in a wheat field.
Oh,
He fucking looks like Grandfather Time.
wow. Coming from a non-pop culture guy other than wrestling.
He's so ugly. He's so ugly. He can't even put his picture up or put his film on.
That's
That's
right.
right.
That's right.
I don't want to break your screen. So
Yeah, that's right.
I'm talking about an ugly guy here. He went to computer dating.
What do you guys think of the new logo for tonight? Anyway, this is for tonight only.
Nice.
Looks great, man.
Uncle Screaming Sam. That's what it is. Uncle Screaming Sam. Jeremy put that together. I'm having him do for the last 3 episodes a crossover between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I'm excited to see what he comes up with for next week's episode. And then I'll just go for the rest of it.
Listen to me, I'd leave that. That is cool, man.
Well, yeah, but I want to kind of, switch things up so we appreciate some holidays and stuff too. And since we're almost done with the season,
you should have my face on this one. Right with
well, I was thinking about something, but like I said, it's just like
I'm only kidding.
You're the one who said don't do anything. You're the one who just said just acknowledge me.
I appreciate you. I appreciate just being on with you guys. Let me on with you guys, man.
I mean, we could be like the blood. We could be like the bloodline and just give the fingers up in the
air. You know what, Sean? I haven't watched wrestling in a year now. I just gave it up. I don't want to care anymore. I like the I don't know. I just don't like that the way it's just ain't doing nothing for me anymore.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm curious to see what WWE does when they go to Netflix. So that's going to be interesting.
Actually,
Netflix?
I would. Yeah, they're going on Netflix, but I would say that it's been better ever since Vince McMahon finally got kicked out. And I mean, anybody
beat him lately? He blew up like a fucking balloon.
Yeah, and there's been a whole bunch of allegations. I mean, according to court paperwork, he literally shit on a girl's head, so that's interesting.
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that?
It was just after chili night, that's all.
Yeah, Sam's over there like, hey, it's a good time. I shit on people's heads all the time.
There was a reason.
Hey, I know what a rusty trombone is. What is this shit on the head called?
I don't know.
She had a Screaming Sam party.
She is.
Yeah, I'm kind of afraid of a Screaming Sam party now. Yeah,
I can't too, but I think it'll be. I think it'll be fun.
I think a Screaming Sam party would be nothing but him just randomly defecating all over the place. Yeah, that's good.
No, not Sam. Sam would.
Well, he is fucking old, so he probably can't control it.
Okay.
I'm rough with a bear there, Zach.
Yeah.
I say rough, no one believes my age.
Wow.
I'm just kidding, Father Time.
I know. But this is No Shave November. I always do this, November.
So that means you have a big bush, too. So all the people that don't shave in November have a big hairy bush.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's probably dragging it on the ground by now.
Oh, yeah.
That's where that bush
This is a week old. This is a week old. This is about 3 weeks old.
Look like a chia pet.
Oh, Zing. I tell you, I'm just getting the line ready for us here.
Hey, tonight. Mad Dog, I had a chia pet thing, Mad Dog.
Yeah, I know you did. What happened to that? That was for Halloween, I thought, only.
There, look, I'll show you. There it is. It's a live chia pet Mad Dog.
Yeah.
Chia.
Mad Dog.
Mad.
Wow.
Hey, that's neat too. Look at that. That's nice. It's like let me see your bush.
Yeah. We got bush, as they say in Revenge of the Nerds. As Booger would say,
I got the best bush.
Well, tonight's gonna be a very it's gonna be definitely a special episode, not just because of it being Mad Dog Day. That's one of the reasons, but we have a special guest at 6:30 coming in. He's a country artist. His name is Mark Christian, and he's out of the California area, so he's in Lance's territory, the West Coast. So he lives literally in Los Angeles. And he's like a recording artist, and oh man, he's just a fun person to talk to. I did like a pre-interview with him just to get Zoom ready for him and all that. Oh, great guy, great guy. I think you guys will love him.
And what is he? What is he? A guitar player or a lead singer?
It's like I think of lead, but he also
Okay.
runs his own recording studio. So
Oh,
hey, it'll be good. And then we got pretty much the rest of the month pretty much covered, other than the last episode. Next week we're gonna go kind of back also to like the Hollywood days, but old school Hollywood. Interviewing a guy named let me make sure I get his name right so I don't butcher it here, because I have the tendency to butcher names sometimes when I don't know their last name that well. Let's see, Steve. His name is Steve. I know that.
Steve!
Let's
Hell yeah,
just see.
Steve!
Let's see. Hold on.
Steve
is
is my
there a
favorite.
Steve here?
Steve, you're my favorite.
I think it's last name second last name. Hold on.
Steve, you're my
Just
bitch.
guessing.
Steve Stoller. He's
Who?
says I need to update. Okay.
What's his name?
Steve Stoller. He's his deal is that he was friends with the original Marx Brothers, and he hung out with Groucho Marx before he passed away.
You mean
Like
this
the
guy's
last few
still
years.
alive?
Well, this guy has just turned 70. I guess he and I have the same birthday. He just literally turned 70 here just on my birthday, September 30th. But he was friends like back when he was younger, in his younger days, he knew the Marx Brothers, or the last three remaining Marx Brothers and Groucho. And he helped put together, he helped save there's a movie called Animal Crackers. I don't know how much you guys know, about the Marx Brothers history, but they were trying to
I
be.
love animal crackers.
I'm sure you. Wow,
Especially
dip
the
them in butter.
Lions.
Well, anyway, they were kind of like the Three Stooges in a way, or the Three Stooges were like the Marx Brothers, or however it was. They were around the same, kind of almost the same time period, and did black and white stuff. And there's a movie called Animal Crackers that this guy got released, like made sure there would be a physical release of it because the studios didn't want to. They didn't want to do anything with it or something for some reason. So
At that time?
yeah.
Really?
Well, even with our time, like I have the Blu-ray set of it now, like the complete. Well, it's like the first 5 movies that they did on a box set, a Blu-ray box set. Uh, it's good stuff. Funny comedy, black and white. You just gotta kind of picture yourself in that time zone, I guess, or in that setting. But he wrote a book about Groucho Marx and his time with the Marx Brothers. It's called "Raised Eyebrows: My My Years Inside Groucho's House." So he's pretty much just like hung out and knew Groucho up until he died. And then in a couple weeks here, we'll have 2 guests that are going to be on the same interview. They're from California. You might know this guy, Lance, because of being in the your dad being in the stunt family for films. This guy was the double to Steven Seagal. His name was Ryan Rhino Michaels. That sound familiar at all to
How
you?
dare he have 3 first names? Jesus Christ.
Well, Rhino is his nickname, but because he's built, he's like he looks almost like Dave Bautista, almost like or like what Dave
What's his
Bautista
name?
used to look like. Ryan Rhino Michaels, and his friend Frankie Ray is doing a movie called Bad Haircut. That's they're doing a fundraiser for it.
Frankie Ray is Frankie Rhino Ray.
No, it's not Frankie Rhino Ray. It's Frankie. Don't want to get this. They're friends anyway. They know each other. Frankie is in the lead in the upcoming movie called Bad Haircut. It's supposed to be like a comedy thriller. I saw the trailer for it, and they're trying to do some stuff on Kickstarter to get it more, known and whatever. And, because the movie's already finished. It's already been made. It's just they just need a little more funding to do some things on it. Yeah, that's the guy right there, right there. That's him. He looks just like Batista from back in the day.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, what's up there, John Roberts and Eric? Antique Man.
Hi.
Howdy.
Good evening.
Good
Happy
evening.
day.
Antique Man.
Hey, How's it going?
All right.
All right.
So if I become president, I am banning more than one first name in a person's name. This is ridiculous.
What's ridiculous about it? Just too many first names? You can't handle that?
Damn straight. Some of us, we got one. If you're lucky, you get two. If you have three, you're a cheat.
Wow.
They're cheating. They're rigging the rules.
Breaking the rules.
You're a cheat.
I guess so. Jesus Christ. Well, anyway, so
Totally
yeah.
rigged.
Where's mommy? Where's mommy?
Yeah, Mama T's not going to be on here tonight because since she moved out of her place or whatever, she don't have internet where she's at right now.
What's the deal, Sean? Is she not involved with the bar anymore?
No.
Okay.
Nope, they kicked her out pretty much as soon as Bob passed away.
That's a shame.
So she don't have the podcast anymore?
She does, but the problem with the podcast is that the real problem with the podcast is that she's not harder on her guests as far as when they cancel, because every guest has canceled. Almost every guest has canceled on her this last season. I believe it's because they were willing to do the show for Bob, but not for her. And it's really sad, because she has a good platform. That's why if you have been watching and you wonder, well, wait a minute, did I already see this episode already? Well, that's why that's happened, because most of the people always have excuses to why they can't be on her show, and I would put up with that myself. I'd be like, hey, I do a serious show, or a fun show or whatever, and I wouldn't allow people just to keep doing that to me,
I'll tell you what, all the shows I had, the most people that canceled were strippers. They were the worst.
They couldn't find their clothes.
Probably because Sam would shit on their head afterwards.
They had excuses like, oh, my grandfather died, my mom died, this person died. I mean, that's excuse they use.
Don't shit on my head.
I left my clothes at another house last night when I was stripping. Now I have nothing to wear. Well, we don't want you to wear anything.
Oh, now they want to pay. And I'm like, you ain't getting paid. I mean, we already made an agreement.
Yeah. It's just one of those things, like I was saying, it's like I don't understand a lot of it, but it just,
I feel bad for her.
Well, no, that family, it's just kind of like, I don't mean to talk about, Bob's family, but they're a bunch of weirdos, most of them, to be honest. And it's not because of their personality. It's just because they love to drink. That's what they're focused more on. It's like, oh, it's been a long week, so let's whip out the alcohol. Let's not do anything else as a family. Let's just party.
Oh, I thought that was normal.
Well, in some places, some people like that lifestyle, but I don't agree with it. I mean, because they're the ones that like to talk about people, and then they want people to come to their bar. They wonder why nobody's coming to the bar now. I mean, you cancel on people that you had booked to play music for you, and then what? You can't afford to pay them now. And then you don't have the booze that they need that you need to have. You don't stock your place, So yeah,
John Roberts sent a message to the group. What did John say?
What did he say?
Can't get in. I don't think I seen him trying to get in.
He's doing an update. It looks like. But anyway, so everything you heard last week, Sam, if you were watching or whatever, everything is true.
Yeah, that's a shame, man.
So
that's a shame. How come it never was like that when she was running it?
Because Bob was in charge then. Bob made the rules.
I thought Bob listened to her a lot too. No?
Well, maybe, but she was not the. See, what I don't understand is like, okay, they have Catherine's. Well, Bob's daughter's husband or boyfriend. He's not even a husband. He's not even married. They have a kid together, and they're letting him run the bar, like make the food, and yet they're allowing him to. He's the one that's responsible for kicking out Mama T. It's him, and he's not even part of the real family because he's not like married into it at all. And yet Mama T wasn't married to Bob at all, but yet she just helped Bob because Bob didn't trust a whole lot of people. But I don't know. I mean, let Mama T, if you really have real questions that you want answered as far as this goes, just talk to Mama T about it because I don't want to say things that might not be true or whatever. I'm just going by how I feel about the situation because it is fucked up, and I'd be pissed if that happened to me. You know, after
What bar is
all,
this at?
this is little Bobby's bar
Bobby's Bar? Where's that at?
in Macintosh.
We already told you about 10 times on the show, you dick.
I know. I'm sorry.
I've
Well,
heard it.
anyway, let's get the show started here since we're all pretty much all here other than John or Roberts. Welcome to season 3, episode number 17 of Renegade Radio. I'm your host with the most, Frankie Slauson, and today it's a happy pre-election day if you're Chinese, but if you're English, you say election day. Happy pre-election day.
Happy erection.
Yeah, happy election day. I'm joined by, today is special because it's Mad Dog Day as well, and that's what we're going to celebrate more than just the pre-election. We'll probably talk about the election because, it's part of the conversation this week, but it is Mad Dog Day.
You know
Yeah.
what I say, though? You should tip my music.
Wow, I can picture him with no shirt on, just like rubbing with baby oil or whatever, just dancing. Just to give you guys a scary
1,000
segment.
bottles.
Yeah, 1,000. Yeah, with Diddy all over it. Anyway, so we got Mad Dog with us. We got Lance Warlock, Screaming Sam, Zach Gillimack, and Eric Adams, otherwise known as Antique Man, and John Roberts, the man, the myth, the legend, John Roberts.
Damn.
Forever to get on again. Forever to get on again. It said I needed an update to join the meeting.
Okay.
So I had to go through this stupid update. So.
Well, that's that's what I can do about that because it does that with me too.
Like you gotta pay the price when you live in a treehouse, buddy.
Yeah, I guess so. Treehouse. Well, John. So okay. So to get everything kind of started, I know next week, John. You said you're coming up to the area for a couple weeks for hunting. I have a proposition for you. For when you get here. For next week. I have an idea because this is something that I'm going to announce it to the crew since everybody's here. I've had a chance to almost interview just about everybody on the panel. Like we've had our time. Like Sam, I interviewed him, interviewed Mad Dog last year, and interviewed Lance many times. I haven't really interviewed Zach yet, but maybe one day we will. Antique Man, I'd love to interview him because I think he's had lots of good stories to sell. But I really want to do an interview, like a real one-on-one. Well, okay. But I really want to do like a one-on-one exclusive interview with you, John Roberts, because I feel like, I know you told a lot of the stories to us all the time here on the show, but I feel like it's your time, like, to kind of shine, we'll say. I want to give you your actual proper flowers because I feel like you have a lot to say. And I can give you a good interview. So I want to do that with you when you get to town here next week or whatever. So
all right, you sure you want to get into that?
Yeah, I do. I
want to hear about how you
actually
made a deer's heart on your way out of the woods after you shot him.
It's about time.
I got better stories than that.
Well, I figured since I'll be with you. I'll be with you, so you don't have to worry about going on Zoom or anything like that. Well, I'll bring my camera and everything, my phone.
I can tell you right now, I'm coming up Friday, early afternoon, but we got to split some wood and get everything ready in the cabins, but then I'll be around until Sunday afternoon, and then I'll be back again Thursday, and I'll stay until Sunday.
If you guys would really
usually
make this
dinner
interesting,
time, early afternoon is when I could spend a couple hours with you if you wanted to.
Oh, so you're not going to be around
because that's
so you're not going to be around during the week. You're just going to be coming during the weekend. See, I have to work the weekend. Basically, Thursday through Sunday.
Again.
Yeah, I have to work. I can't just
make
take
it
time
interesting and do it while you're hunting. For crying out loud, do it live stream while you're hunting. I mean, come on.
Well, okay,
make it exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go there with Jay.
Have you ever hunted before? There is nothing exciting about majority of hunting.
John, you can put on all.
So the live stream is perfect.
What I'm trying
to all orange. We'll put him up in a tree. He'll look like the sun rising at 6 a.m.
Yeah, that's right.
You wanna know what hunting is? Hunting is basically just an excuse to get out of the house from a nagging wife and go sleep in a tree. It's pretty much what it is.
Wow.
Apparently, you don't hunt.
No, I
Sleep in a
do.
tree.
Well, I used to.
You're just one of those guys.
Well, what can I say, man? There's like barely any deer when I did go hunting, so I ended up falling asleep in the tree, hugging a gun that was also cold.
Yeah.
Got pictures of that?
I just made 4 pounds of really good venison jerky over the weekend. Boy, I
Oh,
tell you what,
send
it
me
sure makes a
some.
beer taste good.
Well, what
In
I'm trying
fact,
to
I took an
what I'm
entire deer and made into jerky.
what I'm trying to say is that I was hoping that if you were going to be around for a couple of weeks, that maybe I come over on a Tuesday, like next Tuesday or something, and then we do the interview like on that day. I didn't know you were going to be going back to Grand Forks or whatever. So now
Hell yeah.
that kind of fucks up my plans now.
Because I took time off for the beet harvest. So I
Okay.
can't expect Dale to if I can sneak up, you're off, Monday through Thursday? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're off?
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Well, maybe one of those days we could, maybe I'll just try to drive up there and we can hang out or something, or I could do I don't know.
You come over. Yeah, I mean, you come over to my house too. I mean,
we'll have
that's
to
all.
do a show Monday anyway.
Yeah.
What time do you go to work?
Well, I don't work until the afternoon. I don't go to work till about probably 1:30. But I'm there till midnight.
In the afternoon?
Yeah.
You go at 1:30 in the afternoon?
Yeah.
Until when?
Is that 1:30 in the afternoon or?
Yeah, it's 1:30 in the afternoon. Yeah, 1:30. Yeah.
1:30 in the afternoon.
I work from 2 to 12. I work 4 10s.
Okay. Oh, so it's not 1:30 in the afternoon.
Well, I leave around 1:30. Just because it takes me like 10 minutes to get there.
What time do you get there after you leave at 1:30 in the afternoon?
About 1:45. Thank you very much.
Gotcha.
So what you're saying is maybe we can do something maybe earlier in the day, maybe.
Before 1:30 in the afternoon.
Is what
So
you're
what you're
suggesting?
saying is there's a chance.
I mean, that's fine too. I don't care. Yeah. We'll figure it out. I'll talk to you privately or whatever. We'll figure it out. But I do want to do an interview with you. I've always kind of
call you about 1:30.
Yeah, about 1:30.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Especially after
not 1:29,
I can't wait for
1:30.
tomorrow to be done.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be good. It'll be good. Well, anyway, tonight we have a special guest. His name is Mark Christian. He's a independent country artist out of California. He's a country music guy, but he's done all types of genres before. He has his own studio as well. I got a chance to talk to him ahead of time just to kind of set up Zoom for him because he was not sure how to do all that stuff. And so I helped him with that. He's been around for a while, and he's
So what's leaving him? Is it his wife, his truck, his beer, his gun, his dog?
Yeah, I guess so. That's what country music is.
You can ask him.
Yeah,
I will.
He'll be coming on here in about 45 minutes or 6:30. So.
Who left you?
Not
Your
one,
wife,
not
your truck,
1:30,
your dog?
6:30. So anyway, so that's our guest for tonight, and then as you guys know, we'll be having some more guests here next week. Steve Stoller, who is the was a friend of Groucho Marx before he passed away. He'll be on next week, and then we in 2 weeks we'll have Rhino Michaels and Frankie Ray. Rhino was still is a stunt double. He used to be a stunt double for Steven Seagal, but now he does other things, other stuff. Works with other people as well. And Frankie Ray is an actor who's been in a lot of different films and whatnot. Even Mama T was kind of excited about this because she knew who I was talking about. She follows the indie scene sometimes, and they're doing a movie called Bad Haircut that they're promoting. So that's already been done, but it's the trailer's out now, and we'll have them on in a couple weeks. So we don't have a guest yet for the last episode for the season, but I'm sure by that time I'll have somebody figured out
I used to do stunt work.
Oh yeah, what kind of
Yeah,
stuff?
so when Ron Jeremy went to Joe, I I sat in for him.
You take the spoon and then dig into all the food and then not pay for anything or whatever.
No, just to
You
see.
go.
Yeah.
I had a
That's
rough job too. I was in I was a tranvillaquist. We call them
Ventriloquist?
ventriloquist.
You talked on your ass or whatever?
Yeah, I got too big for the guy's leg. I had to quit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hey, come on, I'm working here. Nobody got that? I was a ventriloquist. I got too big for the guy's leg.
Yeah, we got it.
Hey, you know who's in bad haircut is Larry Hankin.
Yeah, they've done some stuff together. It's all through my buddy Steven that's helped me get some of these people in there. Right? Well, if you didn't get it, you would have had to really explain it to us, step by step.
He's half drunk and I'm smoked up to the roof.
Oh, so Mad Dog's high right now. That's great. Our Mad Dog did.
Hey, I got this new peace pipe. I had it. Try it out.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a beaut.
It's a hatchet, but it's a smoker hatchet.
Well, I think what we'll do now here,
Nice.
to get this out of the way here, just because I said I was going to do something here. Now, I know everybody was kind of like, and I apologize if the quality was not that great last week as far as what I was trying to show everybody, for the segment that I was doing. It's all based on your connection. If you have a good connection, you'll see everything. If you have a shitty connection, then you won't see much. You just see whatever you see. I mean, hey, I have to be real with you a little bit. Just a little bit.
Whatever I see.
Yeah. Do you see what I see? Do you hear what I hear? Yeah.
Green.
Yeah. So I'm going to find something here. I want to find something real quick here just to get it out. Oh, okay. Here it is. Yeah. This is the first segment. This is not the only segment we're doing that I have planned, but this is just to get it out of the way in tribute to Mad Dog, because it's the only thing that I can really find that would make sense to show everybody.
I'm sorry.
But that's okay. I mean, I'm not mad. I mean, you don't know.
I told you that my films were running out because if I didn't put them on, and the people I wrestled were usually washed up WWE stars from the, and they weren't going to videotape that and put it on there. A guy used to bring 60,000 people to the stadium. Now they're bringing 310 people to a church hall.
Of course not. Of course not. Let's see how we can do this here.
Fuck. What church do I need to go to see two fucking bodybuilders beat the shit out of each other? That sounds like an awesome church.
Oh, I was never a bodybuilder.
All right, guys. Here is the segment here. So hopefully you guys can see everything? See my mouse and everything?
Oh, there you go.
All right, so we're gonna play this for you because I feel like everybody just needs to see this. That's all.
That was my.
So hopefully it'll be loud enough for everybody. Can everybody hear this? Okay, perfect.
All right, welcome everybody. So the first person we're going to induct is pretty integral to many of the men in this ring's careers. Guido Mongol.
Yeah! This was filmed 1 year ago today.
Guido was a Canadian wrestler. Debuted for Stu Hart's legendary Stampede Wrestling in Calgary, Alberta.
Later, but his early life,
Guido
he was
was a three-time WWF International Tag Team Champion. Two-time Peppa Mongol.
Here, let me turn it down a little bit.
I can't hear you, Tony.
One-time the studio wrestling mainstay, Johnny the Fazier.
Yeah!
Turn it down a little bit there. We'll watch the whole thing. This the first couple parts here.
The big guy in the ring here, that's Irish Fred Welsh. He was that's one of the guys I idolized when I was younger. Right, like in that next neighborhood over.
And also he has the Way Hall of Famer, Bill Eady. So with that, we have to induct Guido Mongol. Guys, the trainer Guido, would you like to accept his honor?
Yeah, this is the beginning of the award ceremony. You might be here for
No, I know where it ends. It's all on video. I'm not playing. I'm not playing the whole thing. It's up to your part.
Now this is done in my neighborhood. This is in my neighborhood. They did this when they put me and my brother. I always see my brother with me. I don't care. But what are you gonna do? Because my brother did everything I'd done almost all the way up to
I just wish I would have did a better video Zoom at least.
I wish I'd have had my face done. Like I said, they're all on this thing.
Yeah.
Was a mainstay in the Pittsburgh independent scene for over 16 years.
Yeah!
Red, also a student of Guido Mongol, had matches in both the NWA and the WWF and wrestled the likes of Ken Patera and Big John Studd. So with that, we'd like to welcome Irish Red Bulls into the KSFA Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that was my kitty cat. I should go watch him work out in the basement, and that got the best first spot in the field around the corner. He was just a beast back then. Now he's 80.
Next up is our man T.C. Reynolds.
What am I, that?
I don't know. I mean,
I thought I was second.
No other group like this does anything like
That's right. Then they must do the beast.
all right, I think you're next.
You like it?
Now they're going to move it on. You guys are very
John, I was supposed to hit him here. I forgot to. They're trying to play a thing for me to get one more shot at the belt.
on the line each night you talk to them. You want to talk about a power wrestler that takes shit from anyone.
Yeah. What's it called?
With my honor, I would like to thank Mad Dog.
Why was there a couple of boots? I didn't hear them boots. Go Mad Dog! Beautiful white bird down there.
Got a few fans.
See, the Mad Dog ain't done yet, because he ain't the Mad Dog unless he has his manager come up with him. Straight up saying, there's my manager.
He couldn't get in the ring, man. He got the rope up. No one heard that?
I want to thank my wife.
I heard it.
And thank everybody who showed up tonight. Everyone's here when you've been. Come on, let's be here. Mad Dog ain't nothing without his car. And his glasses.
I got it right here, buddy. This thing, you know what? This thing's been on government paid
Everywhere I go, you always recognize me, and I appreciate that on my heart. No matter where I go, wherever I go. I want to thank Teddy Jr. Lord Zoltan in your life as he trained me. And there's a lot of guys that have stuck up on the way, but you got to do right. All right, I just want to thank you all for coming out.
I forgot my speech. I was supposed to talk to all that. All right. Okay, everybody wake up and let's get on with the show.
Bravo!
There you go. That's one of the segments for tonight anyway. I still have one more planned, but we'll do that in a little bit here. But yeah, there you go. So what do you think? What do you think, Tim? You know?
It's not really anything. It was kind of boring.
That's cool.
Well, I wanted to show everybody in case if the guys didn't see it, because I'm
You know
sure.
what it was? You want to hear something? Might not have been much, but it was an honor to me. And I did, like I said, I didn't do a lot of matches, but what I did, it was always for the kids. I didn't even care if I got paid. Most of the times I didn't. And when I did, I gave it to Make a Wish or the organization I was wrestling for. I never took a paycheck, and I didn't have no money. I barely made it to the matches with the gas I had in my car. I did because I loved it, man. There's people ask you what you do, and you say, "Hey, you're a wrestler." So you're one of them dumbasses. Yep, sure am. Look, fingers are crooked, and I can't move my left elbow. I got 2 knee replacements, but I wouldn't have changed it for the world.
You know what though? The thing is, guys, you got to be there in person. It wasn't boring.
No,
I tell you watch a video, it's different than being there. Being there is a lot different, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
I was pumped up. You can hear me screaming, yelling, and
my brother was ready to get in and slam me. I think he was like, "Oh, I'm like, slow down, bro. Get that adrenaline out of you." I'm going to wrestle one more time. I got one more match. The only belt I never won was that KSWA, and I won it so bad.
You
give you a replica.
You and Sam just need to have one match, to end it all.
Me and Sam, I want to call him up one more time.
I want to see Sam.
The champion I could beat, he's some fat little Italian kid. I know I could take him.
I want to see Sam jump in the air and do a drop kick.
Sam's gonna be my weapon. See, I'm gonna go over and grab the referee, start talking. Sam's gonna hit him. All they do is come out and put him in the Mad Dog Splash.
Well, no, don't spoil the results in case if it does happen.
I know.
People might go back and remember.
I'm gonna walk out with that strap. Hit my music.
Well, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead there.
Mad Dog, I can imagine that you were tough on the playground in the elementary days, but did you start wrestling in high school?
No, we never had wrestling at our high school. Never had it.
Okay.
I played football there and baseball, but I told you I was doing security work for a wrestling organization, and I got a little carried away.
Okay.
I was supposed to do, when the guy come down, they threw the guy out of the ring. I was just supposed to gently roll him back in. But I was so pumped up that I grabbed him and threw him over the top rope from the floor. And they're like, did you really do that? I mean, the guy's 300 pounds. I'm like, he goes, man, how would you like to run with us? And so the guy trained me. They put me in the ring. And then we have a youth association. I said, Father, we got to get together and do a wrestling show to get our youth association out of the crapper. And he goes, oh, we talked about. Then we had a wrestling show. Me and my brother were the main event. And that's how we used to bring the good wrestlers in. And it was just cool. That's how it all started. Yeah.
Okay.
I was no bully on the playground. I was a ladies' man, baby.
In school, I took sex education.
I did on the playground. I looked up in between the boards when the girls ran across the playground. The crooked bridge in their dresses, pal.
Wow. Well, that's awesome. I mean, it's a nice way to celebrate. Hopefully you had a good day at least. Just because. So.
Yeah, I had lunch with a couple of friends. They called me. Come on, Mad Dog, I'm going to take you to get some coffees or something to eat, and they took me to lunch today. So I had a good day. Good afternoon.
One wrestler that had always impressed me based on his size and the ability to move around the ring. I'm sure we talked about it before. Bam Bam Bigelow. That guy could move for a big guy. I don't know how he did it, but
that guy can get up on the top rope as fast as Rod Van Dam. He was that, and he was a 350-pound guy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
He was quick as a cat. He was, man. And you ever see him when he hit the mat and the people jumped over you? That guy had to slow down after he jumped over me because I couldn't get off my back. I was like a turtle out of the water. You know what I mean?
Sure.
When that second they jump over, you got to start getting up if you're a slow guy. Bam Bam was up before, when the last foot was up over him, he was already up on his feet. I was up and the guy was already off the rope coming back at me. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Get loose so he can clobber me with something.
Well, one thing I want to talk about is what I kind of shared with you guys earlier today. I didn't mention anything about it until it was released because I didn't know for sure what time they were going to release the article. But last week, had the opportunity, which I didn't think they were going to actually come and do it, but I'm glad that they did because I don't know if that's good for more good publicity for all of us or whatever. But there was some guy from Minnesota Public Radio that wanted to come and do some interviews with some of the local people in the area in Thief and talk about what their thoughts are on the politics in the area and what they think about who's going to win and blah blah blah. Well, I told the guy, I told Matthew, I said, if you could come to the casino because I was actually working when I was, when we were being interviewed. Uh, I didn't really let anybody else know that they were coming because I wanted to see for first if they were going to actually show up, because they said they're going to be in the area for a couple of days. And I thought, you know what, it's a good opportunity also because we did that digital town hall. And I figured, you know what, more ways to get people to know about the show and all that. The guy did a good article. I don't know what you guys all saw, if you looked at it all or not. That photo that I shared with you was also from that article as well. And yeah, an honor to partake. So
yeah, absolutely. You got to get out there, man. Yes, sir.
even at my job, I'm still promoting our show.
That's right. Hey, that's what you got to do.
So I don't know, John Roberts. I mean, with Minnesota Public Radio, are you familiar with that format? NPR.
Sure. Yeah. Any public radio is good radio, for the most part. I don't know. Anything out of Minneapolis makes me weary, but I don't know. It's like I said earlier when we first started. I want tomorrow to be over with. I'm so sick of politics right now. It's crazy. I'm sick of it. So we have tomorrow night we have we're going to be broadcasting or streaming from the Republican victory party in Grand Forks. So it'll be senators and representatives and all of that there. And it's weird because it's going to be a victory party because North Dakota, it's all Republican. And so, but then, you come back home where we're at, Frankie, and, it's a little bit different in Minnesota compared to North Dakota. If Trump wins, we're stuck with Timmy Tampon for another 2 years. But maybe it'll be better.
Timmy Tampon.
It'll be better than being stuck with Timmy Tampon while dumbass was running the play. But anyway, I can't wait till it's done.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll admit it. We made some money off the election because everybody wants to advertise, but
sure.
I'm sick of it.
I didn't see no advertising. Like, how often did you run the ads? More during the day, I suppose, because I didn't see no ads even on my show or even my team's show or nothing as far as for politics anyway.
I don't know if he runs. I don't know if he runs any ads during your shows.
Not too much at all.
Stuff on ours.
Yeah,
but
John,
that's not
is there
a bad
people
idea,
saying anything?
Oh. People saying anything about what?
No,
nobody's knows.
I seen something by Bill Radcliffe.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Just dancing. Good evening, crew.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I'm just kind of wondering too, how it's going to go because, like I said, I'm not a political person at all, but it's like, since I've been doing this show and since I know how, like, especially local politics are, when it comes to Thief River and stuff, it's like, I just hope that whoever is the mayor in the town will actually continue to help make Thief River a good place to live for people because I'm still having an issue with the drugs and the crime and the bullshit around here where there's not enough to do, so we just become criminals and and make more.
Is it high? Is it high right now?
It's as high as Snoop Dogg and Willie Nelson at a dope festival.
A lot of that has to do with who's moving into the area. Aliens. A lot of it has to do with it. The gangs, all that. I mean, we're still off pretty good up here, but you go to Fargo. I mean, they're having gang issues now. Grand Forks isn't far behind. I was actually with one of our county commissioners the other day, and I got a phone call from a guy saying he'd heard that a whole plane load of of well, whatever you want to call them, asylum seekers was flying in on a late night flight. Well, it just so happened to be the county commissioner I was with was on that flight, and
Oh,
you know how so, but that's what's happening. It's most of them aren't born and raised here that are doing those things.
No.
It's the illegal, yeah,
Sure.
and aren't doing the illegal, the gangs and the crime. It's either that or meth, you know. But
Either
yeah,
way,
see now, if
that's yeah,
conservatives want to get rid of that shit,
yeah. Okay.
but
Thanks to our Democratic friends and family.
Yeah, I don't know. I just all that I know is that I'm just sick and tired of it, because
I
I really just believe that we I mean I get it, maybe one person can't make a difference when it comes to changing all the changes that need to be changed, but it's like why I mean I with what's been going on here, when I went to school at Northland back in 2002, Thief River was a different area then. I felt like it was definitely more family friendly, and just because there was more stuff going on, and now I just feel like as an adult, I'm just like, I mean, I know I live in Brooks and everything, but it's like I just feel like people just stop caring about the people that live in town, and they want to spend money on things that they shouldn't be spending money on, rather than adding like something cool for the town. Like I love fall cinema, but I liked if they were a little bit bigger. Like they compete with River Cinema. Even though I know they really can't because there's really no competition because River Cinema has a better theater experience because of how many seats they have and everything else. But it's just you know I'm proud that at least Jeff Lund has showed that he cares about his business compared to the people that owned it before. That when it was the Galaxy Twin, they just let it run down and become shit, pretty much.
I grew up with that guy that owned the Galaxy, but that's the thing. It's not Pete River that needs to do that. It's somebody needs to pony up the money to do it. You could talk about River Cinema. That's great. They got 15 theaters with the luxury seating. You can drink and eat in the luxury seats now, but you still have to drive an hour one way to go to a movie and an hour back. And
Yeah,
and you guys that live in the big cities, that might not be a big deal, but it is here at night when you got to worry about deer and moose and all of that shit running
yeah
around in the middle of the night, and
yeah
you're
the
trying to get home
aliens,
and going to a movie.
the
yeah,
aliens,
yeah,
Yeah,
Bigfoot,
yeah, and aliens too.
yeah.
Bigfoot. Bigfoot. You gotta watch him. You hit him, man. Your car's had a rough day.
hey, he's over here. So
Squatch. Boy,
I don't
Why
know.
is it? Why
he's
is there
all over.
everybody? Why is it when everybody gets a picture of Bigfoot? I don't give a fuck who they are. It's blurry. I mean, the technology we have in phones and stuff like that, and
You get
stuff.
nervous. You start shaking. You see
No,
this thing, man. You
it's
scared.
all put on, dude. It's all put on.
I saw him peeing one time, man. That scared the hell out of me.
Jeez. Did you feel extra small when you saw him do that, or
Yeah,
what?
I felt
Jeez.
little, man, in size and stature.
Jesus Christ.
Told
Uh,
on. He even got freakish.
yeah. That's for sure. That's
I've
for
been in
sure.
some big woods, but I've never seen a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
No.
I've seen pretty much every other animal up close.
Do you think it's
Never,
real?
never one of them. The ones that scare me, I'm not afraid of moose or bear. Oh, the timber wolves scare me.
Are you
They're
Like
you
because
like
afraid of
the
big wolf?
NBA team. I'm just kidding.
well, because they don't just hunt by themselves. They hunt in groups of five, six, seven, eight. So if you see a timber wolf in front of you and you've got your headlamp on and it's pitch black out, you're walking out to your stand and you see timber wolf in front of you, you better start looking around you because that means they're probably got you surrounded by them. And then you hope to
Oh
get up
boy.
into your stand and be able to see them before they start coming. They're the ones that
Wow.
scare
Do
me, and we
you
see them
believe
all
in
the time.
Bigfoot?
Yeah, I kind of do.
I do. I mean, that's my thing, man. I watch that show all the time. Finding Bigfoot. And if they found him, it wouldn't be a show. So you think they were going to find him? They don't want to end
That's
the
the
Well,
thing. I
show.
never find them.
That's because it's
you
called
know,
Finding Bigfoot. If they found him, it would be over.
yeah. But the thing is though, there's a lot of animals, even where we live, that people say, oh, they're not around here. fishers, and I've even heard of wolverines making it down really close to here. The bobcats, things like that. Oh, they're not around here. They are. It's just you don't ever see them.
We got
it's a little
bobcats in
different
my
with a
neighborhood.
Bigfoot, they're a
Yeah, so
yeah.
we-
But you get up into the Pacific Northwest where Lance is, and up here into the big woods we have, and then right across the border into Canada, there are places where humans still have never set foot. So I could see. I mean, I don't know. It's like aliens. It's almost you're kind of being um selfish if you think there's no other life anywhere else. I don't know.
I think there is.
I don't really care. I have a hard enough time waking it up, getting to work in the morning. So as long as I don't do a Bigfoot half asleep when I'm walking out to my stand, I don't care.
You have enough time. I have a hard enough time taking care of a rabbit and a dog and a cat. I don't need to worry about Bigfoot. What would you feed this son of a bitch? Hey, I'm going out to feed Bigfoot. You got a call?
That's right. All right, I'm going to go to our next segment here that I got to line up for you guys. It's another video, but it's just something to pass up some time. Because to most of us, we will be experiencing a little thing called winter here soon, sooner or later anyway, whenever it wants to come. And I just thought, well, how would it be a little bit fun just to show you some winter fails anyway. So again, if your connection is what it is what it is. It's not Zoom or anything else. So just so you know, I can't make that up even if I could. All right. So hopefully, okay, here we go.
Oh God!
Some winter fails for you.
F off.
Can everybody see it and hear it?
You know what? He deserves to friggin' die.
Who's a death wish?
What an idiot. He'll stay on his feet. God bless him. And then he'll get hit by a bus.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Him in the ice hole. Is that what it does? Stick him in the ice hole?
Yeah. Whee!
Dumb.
Jeez. Well, that's not winter.
Yeah, there you go.
I've seen this
one. You got it tied off.
Oh, shit. What the hell?
Hey, just another day at Valley. Here in Tahoe.
Oh.
Yeah, imagine that, huh?
That's Ohio.
Been there, done that.
Yeah,
Jesus
me too.
Christ.
I've already had a peephole.
There you go. Snowmobile. Oh. Heart attack, probably. Looks like it. Yes, you do. Uh-oh.
That hurt.
This is Stefan Krachun and welcome to
What the hell?
But he said, you're an idiot. Get your tongue off that ice.
Ow.
Yes!
There, go horseback riding. Whee!
Hey, look at me, I'm a dumbass.
Babe, you're actually crazy. Yes!
Oh.
Must be overseas or somewhere. Jeez.
Oh my God.
Ah,
I'm ready. You're
I'm like
good. Try it out.
full motor.
That'd be fun, huh? Oh, here we go.
That's wonderful.
Check out the mailbox there.
Oh my God.
There you go. Whee! Up, here. Up. Oh.
You're ahead of me for some reason.
Yeah, I'll find your connection. Like I told you, it just is what it is. Nothing I can do about it.
Oh my God, this is gonna be hilarious.
No, I'm just saying, I hear you snapping about something. I'm like, what are you laughing about?
Oh.
I received.
Damn snowman.
Oh, here we go. That's not there. was Sam's car.
Volkswagen Rabbit.
Oh my god.
Is he naked?
No. Oh, there we go. The John Roberts when he wants to go golfing.
John Roberts don't have to poop in the outhouse.
Storms be like.
There's a pig.
Yes, what's the thing?
Why is there a weed whacker for it? That makes no sense at all.
Gosh, weed whacking on the highway.
Oh, ow. Oh. Wee. Oh, what the hell? Yep. Oh no.
You ain't making it. You ain't making it. You ain't making it.
I'll play a couple more here. Yeah, there you go. Bob Sutter. Somebody had explosions in the bathroom.
Wow.
Somebody went climax, dude.
Wow. What the hell? That must have been a dirty, dirty movie.
Okay. I'm gonna play something else for you out here. Just hold on. 1 second.
I love that, man. That is
fun stuff like that, huh? Okay.
Renegade. No, I love the Renegade radio thing.
Nice. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's all what we call it, Jeremy, you know. Okay. I'm gonna try to find something here for you guys here. You know, just to end this segment here. Some of your favorite pickup lines here. You know, that's always fun.
Are you an escalator? Because I want to go down on you. Roses are red, but the grass is always greener. When I think of you, I play with my wiener. Well, look what the cat dragged in. I hope you have pet insurance, because I'm about to destroy that kitty. Have a good day, beautiful. Stay golden. Why did the chicken cross the road? To get in the cute girl's pants. Damn, girl. I'm like Johnny Depp, because I'd love to swab your poop deck. Of all the perfect curves on your body, your smile is my favorite. Hey girl, want to meet me in the broom closet? We can try my new womp mop. Hey girl, are you a bottle of are you a bottle of rooster sauce? Cause you're hard to find. What am I doing with my life? Damn girl, if you were a flower, you'd be a dandelion. Damn girl, are you a bowl of cereal? Cause I want to spoon you. Upside down. If I could rearrange the alphabet, I'd pick you and I together. My name isn't El.
All right. There you go. There you go. Now you learned some pickup
Don't
lines.
take none of his advice, please.
There's 4 minutes of my life I'll never get back.
Well, technically 2, you know.
Oh, whatever, yeah.
Did you learn something though? You can try them on your wife. We can do it live right now. You can say, hey, honey, you know, come here.
If I could change the alphabet, I'd put you and I together.
That's probably the only cleanest one, probably, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to send our guest here our Zoom link here so you can join us here. And then, what was it I was going to say now? I believe that coming up here soon. What is it? Well, I know Thanksgiving's the last week of the month this time, or like literally the last Thursday, like it always is. But it's like it feels like it's a lot longer from now. You know, kind of weird how that's actually taking place because it always seems like when Thanksgiving comes, it seems like it's always like earlier or it gets here a lot quicker for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. But with it coming up, I suppose any of you guys do anything fun for that holiday at all? Anybody?
Anybody?
No? Anybody at all? Nobody's church
Try to
game?
get together with our kids and
Used to be fun when we were
grandkids if we
kids.
can.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah, because what was it? Christmas time when you guys do that Feast of the Fishes deal or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 fishes.
Okay. You think you'll actually be able to do that this time after last year when you guys were losing your weight and everything?
Yeah, we still have a lot of food. I don't know if we'll have everything.
I have my family come up to the house for Christmas.
Okay.
He usually don't eat with us Christmas Eve. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we eat the squid, shrimp, the linguine and clam sauce. No eel no more. Nobody likes the eel, so we stay away from that. But basically, we try to cover at least 6 of the 7 fishes or 5 of them.
Oh,
but we don't do on 7 now. Nobody likes the eel, and if I don't clean the squid, we don't eat it. So,
I see.
I take the tentacles and the heads and I eat them up. They don't like that, so I stuff bodies with regatta and that. Deep fry.
Well, where do you get like all this octopus and stuff from? Do you actually go and you get it from like a fish market or something? Or?
Yeah, Woolies Fish Market is real famous here, and they have them. You can get them live or just a couple days old, whatever. They have a big fish tank down there. You can get anything down there: lobster, shrimp.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I love all that stuff. Octopus, squid, snails. Love it all.
Well, yeah, squid. Yeah, I eat it all too. I love everything, man.
I don't think I've had half the stuff you talked about.
I eat skills. I eat chocolate covered ants. I don't care. I eat it all.
Go to Seattle and eat. What were we eating there again, honey?
Buffalo balls.
Oyster shooters in Seattle.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, but they were pretty dang good. I've never had one before, and I had a lot of them.
That's probably what Lance does. He goes to all these fancy seafood restaurants.
Sheep balls.
I'll have the shrimp.
Oh, there's nothing fancy about them. There's nothing fancy about them.
Oh, you can't hear you. Your volume. There's something wrong with your volume.
Cannot hear me.
He cuts in and out sometimes, but that's normal.
I don't think anybody's ignoring him, but he can't hear him.
Oh, yeah, because when he talks and then when we all talk, it's like it cuts out. It still does that. I hope StreamYard will be different. I really hope so because I get a little annoyed by the audio being muted when somebody's trying to say something. It's not your fault. Not you guys' fault. It's just the fault of the program.
International language. Anybody know the international language?
So what, Lance? You don't get into the seafood realm at all, or being a auctioneer and everything, or what?
Nope. That's just one. I can do sushi, but that's I know
Susie.
Me too.
Sushi, like
I don't. I never did seafood. Well, I have, but no, it's not my thing.
I've been watching.
Seafood's the best.
I've been watching a lot of these YouTube shorts lately when I'm at work and everything of these people, these trained. They must be trained or something because they know how to cook stuff. And I've seen these giant ass cheeseburgers that they smash and they put onions in, and it's like a whole bunch of onions. And they call it like the Oklahoma onion burger, and I'm just like, wow. Mm-hmm. And then it's just like how they do everything. It's amazing. I don't know. Do you guys ever do that at all? Just when you're bored, see all these shorts. Oh. It's like, why can't we have that here? Why can't somebody just make that?
I'll make a killer smash burger, dude. Oh.
And I've never had a smash burger. I've always just had normal, regular burgers. But like I've had like sliders and stuff, but never
I
the smash.
smash it, then I leave a big dent, and I put my onions, caramelized onions, and mushrooms in there, and the Swiss cheese, and then oh my!
Are we talking about food now? Or are we talking about sex?
Listen to me, I'm all smoked up. I'm so hungry. I'm ready. I got spare ribs waiting on me. They've been cooking for 6 hours now in the smoke. I'm so hungry.
So you're having something for Mad Dog Day.
Yeah.
A big deal today.
My wife made me a nice dinner, smoked baked potatoes. They've been in there and smoked up the damn ribs. Ah, yummy, yummy.
Oh, that's good.
That's why I've been huffing on the. That's why I've been hitting my peace pipe, man, getting that appetite up.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good. All right, looks like our guest is arriving.
Great.
Remember, his name is Mark Christian.
Yes.
Is he a Christian? Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out.
Mark, are you Protestant? Christian.
All right. Mark Luther. Mark Jehovah Witness. There he is.
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Oh,
I
absolutely.
see your hand. There you are.
We can.
It's Waylon Jennings, everybody.
Cowboy hat night. No one told me it was cowboy hat night.
Well, you didn't ask.
There you go.
There you go.
God.
What's going on, Mark? Welcome to Renegade Radio, my friend. Good to have you on here.
Great. It's great to be on here. Just making sure everything's working. I opted for the phone over the laptop. Too many hoops to climb through.
Sure. Oh, that's understandable. Well,
Give me a
welcome
second.
Looks good.
Just want to turn the volume up here. Speak for a second.
Woof.
Hey,
hey,
Mark.
He said speak like that.
Too.
I hear you now.
Enchilada.
You hear me
What
now?
part of California you at, Mark?
Yes.
Okay, what? Say that again?
What part of California are you in?
I'm in beautiful downtown North Hollywood, better known as the NoHo Arts District, which started 20 years ago. A lot of cool, mom and pop coffee shops, bars, movie theaters, rehearsal studios, and all that good stuff.
Yeah,
right next to Burbank.
I used to live up in the East Bay years ago.
I know the East Bay really well.
Yeah, I lived in Concord, and I worked in a little radio station in Walnut Creek.
Which one was that?
A long time ago.
What radio station was that?
I don't even remember now. I couldn't even tell you. It was that long ago. I mean, 40 years ago, probably.
Wow.
So
Walnut Creek sounds like Little House on the Prairie reference here.
It's a really nice area. It was really nice. Walnut Creek's a nice little town.
Yep.
Yeah, I played many a
lasted
show.
about 2 years and came home.
I played many a show in the Bay Area, all over the Bay Area. You name it, I played there somewhere, sometime, a long time ago, recently, whenever.
Well, then you're probably familiar with Bay Area. Oh, you're probably familiar with Bay Area legend Greg Kinn, then, because that's where he was from.
Yeah,
Greg Kinn band. Yeah, the late Greg Kinn. Yeah.
How I didn't know did he pass away?
Yeah, last in August. Yeah, and Alzheimer's.
Yeah, now we got Quincy Jones say goodbye.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
This year's been horrible for people being gone and everything. Well, anyway, we want to make this interview as fun as it can be. Mark, when I first started talking to Mark on the internet, I didn't know a whole lot about him, but then we had a nice little chat beforehand before we knew that we're going to be doing this interview. And Mark's a very interesting guy. I mean, he has lots of stories from his days, just loving music and stuff, and he pursues that Waylon Jennings, perfection of just kind of that cowboy. I don't know if you live a modern cowboy life. I don't know if you actually ride a horse at all, but you probably do.
Well, I grew up in Southern California next to horses and horse ranches, and I apologize, but I never rode a horse. I wrote songs about it, though.
Yeah, save a horse, ride a cow. Well, that's a different song. I guess.
The Southern California lifestyle that I grew up in was, movie westerns, ranches, cowboys, the whole thing, and it's still, the culture's still pretty strong here in the outlying areas. We have one of the biggest we have the largest horse community in Southern California, Norco, California, which is the north side of Corona, California, which is where Fender Musical Instruments factory is.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Oh,
I didn't know there was a Corona, California. That's kind of weird, huh? Imagine living there during the pandemic, huh? You're like, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Corona. Oh, get away from me.
hey, don't cough.
Yeah. See, Mad Dog, you think everybody else has weird names and towns and whatever. Well, California has a lot of them too.
Yeah, the Los Angeles was the country music mecca from the 1940s to the 1960s. Everybody was signed out of here. All the big artists came from here.
Mm-hmm.
Buck Owens, Merle Haggard, Lefty Frizzell, the list goes on. And that's because people like Gene Autry and Roy Rogers were cowboy singers. And all the country singers thought if they came to Hollywood, they would get to be a movie star and a recording star.
Sure.
And
that's cool.
That scene was pretty big. And then 1960s, everyone fled to Nashville, and then the country music scene pretty much now, since then, that's the place to be.
Yep.
Sure.
I was just reading a story about that same thing today. I can't remember the guy's name now, but he was a fiddle player that ended up being invited to go, that's where you went. You went to LA, and this was in the 50s. And and his downfall ended up early 70s, and he ended up, bad deal. But that's where all the action was out in LA for swing country music back then, almost,
And
good stuff.
and bluegrass, the Laurel Canyon Ramblers. And then the next generation grew up in the 70s, and I pretty much think country rock came from California, San Francisco, Los Angeles. Out of Los Angeles was Graham Parsons, the Byrds, Sweethearts of the Rodeo, Poco, the Flying Burrito Brothers, Eagles, Linda Ronstadt. That was the last big hoorah here.
Burrito Brothers.
Flying Burrito Brothers. Hell yeah. They were at Woodstock, weren't they? And then you got your Bakersfield style music too.
Well, yeah, the Bakersfield was the earlier incarnation out of the late 1950s into the 60s with Buck Owens, Merle Haggard, and there's a known first time California Western swing artist, Rose Maddox and the Maddox Brothers, preceded all these other artists. Look her up. She's great.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what we want to do is kind of like what we did last week with our guests. We were starting to do a thing where this was probably an idea that was actually from Sam originally, and finally I'm just going to make it a thing now. We're going to just do a round robin style interview, meaning that I'm just going to randomly pick whoever I feel has some questions, and they'll start the conversation, and then I'll just randomly pick, and then so that at least everybody gets a couple questions to ask you, at least. Right. So I think we'll. Oh, okay.
Who's asking the questions?
Well, it's everybody. Everybody's going to be asking you a question, but I'm going to pick somebody and let them start it off, and then I'll pick somebody else, and we'll just kind of go into, just until everybody has had a chance to ask you a couple questions at least. That's how we're going to do this anyway.
I just wanted to make sure it's not the IRS asking questions.
That's right. We're all undercover. That's right. We're all looking for you. That's right. We found you. No, I'm just kidding. So I think we're going to start with. I think we'll start with Mad Dog, since it is Mad Dog Day today. Let's start off with Mad Dog. Go ahead, man.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Mad Dog. I was just wondering what got you into music, and when you were younger, what started you? Was it someone in your family or somebody you watched? And how did you start? What instrument did you start on?
Well, growing up not far from Hollywood, which is the entertainment capital back then, still is now, there's a 90% chance that a kid is going to be an actor or a musician or have something to do with the entertainment industry. So So I was heavily influenced by that. As early as 9 years old, you would watch the TV shows and notice that the TV shows looked like your neighborhood because they were being filmed in your neighborhood. Or the music stars at the time, they all lived in Hollywood. So that kind of was the first thing that got my interest. But just basically, I just think it's the wiring when you're born. I just decided that I wanted to play music as early as 9 or 10 years old. And my parents saw that and they started buying records for me to listen to: Chet Atkins, Roy Clark. Of course, I wanted the Beatles records and the
Right.
contemporary guitar bands of the time. And then there was also, too, in my childhood, a lot of the big top bands in the top 40 were coming out of Los Angeles. There's the Byrds, the Doors. My high school principal was Jim Morrison's father-in-law, Corky Corson.
Oh, wow.
The neighbor in my little neighborhood lived Jose Feliciano. He was a big deal in my neighborhood.
Wow.
Oh, absolutely, probably.
Yeah, so all of this influence was growing on me, and then of course there was a band on every street corner, and music stores all over the place. We used to ride our bikes to the music store after school and jam on the instruments. That was fun. But that was pretty much it. Once you become addicted to playing an instrument and then you're buying all the records and you're taking the guitar lessons, it's just a free fall from there. I had my first band in the 6th grade called the Sidewinders, and our first show got shut down by the cops for being too loud. Wasn't that great? So
Yeah, that's awesome.
Been there.
and then we would make regular trips to Hollywood after school, which wasn't far away. It was about 30 minutes away. And we would go to the Whiskey or the Roxy, or go to a music store, or go see. We knew that the studio musicians that played on the records I had, we knew that they lived and worked in Los Angeles. So we would go to places like the Baked Potato and Dante's. And this is like the late 70s. And we would go and see Lee Ritenour and Dean Parks play. And this was just adding more fuel to, like, this is what I want to do with my life. And then I got my break and I graduated from high school, was in the high school jazz band. And somebody saw me playing in a top 40 band and invited me to come audition for an Elvis Presley tribute band, which was one of the number one shows in Las Vegas at the end of the 70s. Alan, a tribute to Elvis. And I got the gig and started working 13 weeks at the Tropicana. And then we got on a plane. We did the Jerry Lewis Telethon. Then we got on a plane and flew around the world, played shows all over the United States, Japan, Hong Kong, and came back to Los Angeles in 1980. A friend of mine hooked me up with a gentleman that produced the Stevie Wonder records in the 70s, and that's how I became being a session musician.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
That is interesting. Let's see. I think we'll go with Lance Warlock. Introduce yourself and ask a question to Mark.
Hey, Mark. So when you were talking just like about old and cowboys and Southern California, I'm gonna shoot out Corganville. Does that ring a bell at all?
Say that again slowly.
Corganville?
No, I've never heard of Corganville. Tell me. I want to know.
Well, it was about Crash Corgan, and that was more where a lot of, say, the actors and the stunt guys were driving out to this middle of nowhere to put on these live cowboy shows. So because that's, my dad worked out there because he was seeking to become a stuntman. And when you were talking that, I just thought, okay, because I was born and raised in Van Nuys, California. So I mean, he used to go out to Corganville for many years in the very early 60s. So I just.
Where was this? Was this out by Lancaster?
I believe so. I believe because we were in the valley and I know it took him about an hour. That's my recollection this many years later.
Do you remember if the terrain was desert or hills?
It was desert.
Okay, that would be Palmdale, Lancaster, that area out there. Yeah, for sure.
That definitely could have been where it was. I
There
just
was
didn't know. A lot of times that rings a bell. And if you've been out there for that many years,
Yeah, I've been out there quite a bit. There's also Vasquez rocks, where the San Andres Fault is, and all the rocks are broken up. There was a lot of movie shoots there too, with stuff.
yeah,
Do you
yeah, that could
know?
have been.
Yeah, I'm going to look this up though, because the thing about Southern California is you never stop learning about something that went down here. I'm sure you've heard of the Gower Gulch. The Gower Gulch. It's on the corner of Gower and Sunset Boulevard, and it's a mall. But the mall is the facade is the old Western looking mall, right? And the story with that is in the 1920s when they needed stand-in actors, or what do you call them when you're just standing there and you're just part
You
of a
got it.
crowd?
Yeah.
That's where they would all meet for the westerns, and it was a horse stable, a feed barn, and all the actors would extras. That's where all the extras would go to be in the cowboy movies. Because if you'll notice the old 1920s movies, there's a whole bunch of people running alongside the horses and fighting
Yep.
the Indians, and that's a little bit of history a lot of people don't know about Hollywood, the Gower Gulch.
Interesting. And that's right there on Gower and Sunset.
On the corner of Gower and Sunset, yeah.
Wow.
Do you know that Van Nuys was a rancher? That's where Van Nuys comes from.
I had no idea. No.
Van Nuys was a rancher, and so was Chandler. Chandler and Van Nuys were two of the big San Fernando Valley ranchers. There was Rancho Burbank. Lankershim was a rancher, and there's Van Owen. Van Owen was a rancher and that was connected to the Owens Mouth River, and that's why it's called Van Owen or Owens Mouth. There's Owens Mouth and Van Owen. So some San Fernando Valley history dating back to
you're
when
hitting on some. Yep.
Yeah, when Mulholland showed up and started bringing the water here. So there's a lot of stuff going on there. But I think it all starts with when the train finally reached Los Angeles. That's when everything started to change. People could get on a train and come here, and the movie business was booming. But the real part of the whole Western swing movie cowboy thing that blew up was because of World War II. As you know, the Japanese fired a missile at Santa Barbara, and there was no one here to protect the West Coast from Japan. So the U.S. quickly built 5 military bases, airfields, Navy, Army, Marines. And when the war ended, all these soldiers were left here in the early 1940s. And they did not want to leave California. And this is where all the single family homes started being built, and a lot of people were starting families. But some of these characters that were left here were Walt Disney, George Fullerton, who invented the Fender Telecaster with Leo Fender, John Bigsby, and Les Paul. Les Paul was the guitar player for the Andrews Sisters, and Mary Ford was one of the background singers. And this just blew up the whole music scene in Los Angeles. There was also another very talented guy that was in the Army playing in country bars in downtown LA, Jimmy Bryant. He played the first Telecaster. He was the guitar player for Tennessee Ernie Ford and Hank Williams. So this was a pretty ripe area.
Well, and out of the names that you had mentioned, what's interesting just in my world is my dad worked for and with Walt Disney and actually owns a Fender Strat that's a 54 that was owned by his father, who was original. And George Gruen told him it's within about the first couple months of production.
Where is that guitar now?
It is in Tennessee in its original case.
Really? Who
Yep.
owns it?
My father.
And okay, so your dad's still here.
Oh, yes, he is.
Does he? I'm sure you guys know what that thing's worth, right?
We've got a pretty good idea. I mean,
Tell him
George
who your
looked at
dad
it
is.
many years ago. But
Well,
yeah,
1954 was the first year the Strat came out. So if it's one of
correct.
those early serial number models, I don't
Yeah.
know, it could be $100,000 worth
Yeah,
$100,000.
it's a nice sunburst, and again, his stepfather was the original owner, and the only thing that he was a little upset about is Grandpa he traded the Fender amp, probably a twin that came with it, for a Peavey because the Fender was too heavy.
Oh no! You know,
So
if does anyone play the guitar, or is it just in storage?
it's put away. I mean, he plucks around, but I don't think he's picked it up.
Well, here's one thing you should do, because I have a dear friend that passed away, and nobody knew that he had 70 guitars, and a lot of them were old vintage guitars. But when I opened the case, boy, the stink of mold was really bad. You want to make sure that that guitar is not getting the mold. The mold starts from the finish in the guitar, and then it gets into the case, and it's really awful. I would take the guitar out of the case and put it in a glass case.
Amen.
That's what I would
It's
do.
probably a good idea.
Tell him who your dad is.
Tell him who your father is.
He was his name is Dick Warlock. He doubled. He was a stuntman. He doubled Kurt Russell for Kurt's first 25 years of Kurt's career.
And tell him who else he's dead.
Well, I think the thing that he's most known for nowadays is the 1981 Halloween movie. He played the killer.
I remember that.
Yeah. So that's him. He's got the Fender Strat.
Did you grow up going to the movie studios and being on the movie shoots?
I did. There was plenty of times that he had taken me. I do remember going a few times to Disney when he was there. As we got older, then I was able to more work with him and go to, the bigger productions, more location stuff. So that's kind of how I kind of grew up in that.
So how did this influence you in any way to be an actor or be in the entertainment business, or be in the gears part of it, running lights, setting up stages, or did you just want to move on?
So what's really interesting is because he worked in film, he had to do an extra scene, and he was asked to pretend like he knew how to play drums. So to do that, they said, take a set of drums home. I've got a picture over here of me at 4 years old sitting on those drums. Had it not been for that, because that was like an aha thing for me. And all of a sudden, music connected. Dad had Elvis always playing. The Beatles were always playing. Johnny Cash was always playing. It didn't matter.
Thank you very much.
Exactly. So then growing up, I had this on and off debate, love, hate, but I always stuck more in the music side because I was hooked from an early age and still am.
So you were playing drums?
Yes, it spoke to me like something and it's just always been that way.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. The guitar just took over everything. So you play drums now?
Not as much as I did. I still will. But absolutely. I taught privately for many years, did a lot of local small studio stuff, did the tour stuff, nothing to the extent of trying to learn, Ronnie Tut's stuff if you got to learn James Burton when you were doing the Elvis gig, but
I'm a big fan of all of Elvis's musicians.
Oh.
There's a really great track from 1969 that was recorded for a movie called Performance, and the track is called Memo for Turner, and that is Mick Jagger, kind of rapping on this tune. Ry Cooder's playing guitar, and the bass player is Jerry Sheff from Elvis, and the drummer is Parsons from the Byrds. Check out this recording. It's really amazing. A lot of people don't know about this, but I remember hearing this song when I was a kid, wondering who these people are. This was 1969, recorded in Hollywood.
Wow.
Okay.
Interesting.
Fantastic.
So the drum set that your dad brought home, where is that? How much is that worth?
$50 million.
Sadly enough, it was a nice old Slingerland, but he took that back to the studio, and no such luck.
I'm a gear nerd, if you haven't noticed already. So
I get it.
growing up, growing up near the Fender Fullerton factory, man, there was just Fender guitars everywhere, and then the factory was there, and you could get stuff out of the trash can that they threw away, and a neck, a body, and then there was people that worked with Leo Fender that lived all over Orange County, and we'd go to their house, and they have all kinds of stuff. Here's a neck, here's a body, And then my friends from high school ended up working at Fender and still do now. And it's kind of like Fender's part of my growing up. I've bought and sold many Gibson guitars, but just Fender seems to fit my personality and what I'm trying to say musically.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I'm gonna ask the next question here because I feel like it should be addressed. You got a lot of like nice frame discs over there, or gold records or platinum records. Is there a story? Oh, I probably stole from Antique Man. Is there a story about how you received those at all, or are those like really well-known albums or tracks, or that stuff behind you?
Absolutely. You got 5 more hours?
Sure.
I'll try to make it short. Those record awards are from my early days in the music business, my 20s in the 1980s. But it all started with it was the sign of the times. The 80s had shown up, and the 70s were kind of over, only temporarily. But the music stars of the 1970s were trying to fit into the 1980s. So being a young guy on the music scene back then in the 80s, once I got into doing recording sessions, your name gets passed around, and then everyone's calling you, right? And I'm competing with Steve Lukather and Tommy Tedesco and all these people that they have all the big gigs. But I got this through a friend of a friend of a friend. After working with the Stevie Wonder producer, a friend of mine knew the music producer for the Village People. And now 1981, the Village People were still pretty much a big deal. They think their first hit record was 1977. So that wasn't that long ago. And I was hired to put a band together and write and co-write Village People record number 7. So that was quite an exciting experience. And then the producer put us up in New York City to do one of his other bands from the 1970s, the Ritchie family, but the Ritchie family broke up. So now we're stuck in New York, and he brings over to our rehearsal at SIR, he brings over Cher. And he says, well, Cher would like to do your songs. And I said, wow, okay. And she walked in the room, and she was one of the most wonderful, sweetest human beings I ever met. And she said, I want to thank everybody in this room for letting me check out your music. And I was like flabbergasted, like, wow, okay. Well, thanks for coming over, And we ended up doing one song with her, and that was a co-write. And that song was on her I Paralyzed record called Rudy. The record didn't do too well. Back to what I was originally saying was the Village People, these people that I worked with, the Village People, the Monkees, Cher, they were all trying to reconfigure their sound for the 1980s. And a lot of them didn't do well. Some of them did. Cheap Trick did really well. The Cars did really well, although they were more of the late 70s. But Bruce Springsteen did pretty well, trying to flip over to the sound of the 1980s. So Cher was trying to do the same thing. anyway, the record didn't really take off, but later on, it got put on a compilation record, and the compilation record is now at almost at 3 million sells. Well, no one ever calls me and tells me, hey, you have a gold record. You have to look it up yourself. So I go to the RIAA and I type in the records I played on to see what's going on, right? And I find a double platinum record award for Cher's greatest hits. So I went right down and got myself one. Why not? Right? They make really good, and they don't really give these kind of records out anymore for awards. They give the little, I don't know, it's like a little tiny thing with a CD on it, or like a little plaque thing. And I go, no. I said, I want the 1970s gold record. They go, well, that's the cheapest one. I go, well, I don't care how much it costs. That's just what I want, because that's how they're like little pieces of art to decorate your studio with, and that's what that is. And then there is, I played on the Monkees 1987 record, Cool It. And we all showed up at the studio session. The music producer, wonderful gentleman from England, Roger Bechirian, and he had recorded and produced Elvis Costello, Squeeze, Lena Lovitch, and my favorite band name, the Trash Can Sinatras. And so Mickey Dolenz and Davy Jones were in England, and they wanted to work with this guy because he was cool, right? So I guess they got involved with Rhino Records, and Rhino Records knew somebody that knew me, and I got the gig doing this record. And that's how that Monkees record came into play in 1987. The other thing that's interesting about this is MTV had resurrected their career. If you remember, they were showing all the old Monkees videos every day on MTV. And so we were all really excited, and they started playing, the music producer started playing the tapes of the songs that we're supposed to record with the music, and that all sounded like 1980s music. And I said, no, we don't want to do a 1980s music. We want to make music like the 1960s. And they said, well, no, that's not what they want. They want the new sound of the 80s. So now this record sounds like, your basic 80s. And then Mike Nesmith still was not involved with the Monkees at the time, so it was just the three of them. And the record came out, and we all thought it was going to be a smash success because of MTV. Well, there was some dysfunctional behavior with Davy Jones at the record label and MTV, so they sacked releasing the video and the record, and that was the end of that. But what followed after that was this fan base hate group for the Monkees and the Village People, because they sounded like the 80s. And they didn't want to hear that. They wanted to hear the Monkees and the Village People from the 60s and the 70s. Well, 40 years goes by, or however much time goes by, and now both of those records that I played on have a huge fan base of people that were kids in the 80s and think that's the best Village People record, that's the best Monkees record. So I went to the RIAA website, and what do I find? I find a gold record for the Monkees' greatest hits with 3 or 4 songs from Cool It on it. So I had to grab that. And the other one is Berlin. You guys remember Berlin, Take My Breath Away?
Take My Breath Away.
And I knew the drummer at the time, because they would hire me to play on their demos, and I used to complain to the drummer, why am I playing on the demos? Why am I not playing on the hit records? What's wrong with you people? Anyway, they finally asked me to join the band, but they had this plan to start a new band, and I played on the last song, the first song on their last record, called Blow It Sky High, which featured a really talented local harmonica player at the time, Jimmy Z. And so Terry Nunn went solo, and then we regrouped and started a new band with the grunge sound of the 1990s called the Big F, which was actually really the members of Berlin, but nobody was supposed to know that. And and that's where the Berlin gold record comes from. So that's Berlin's greatest hits, the Monkees' greatest hits, and Cher's greatest hits. And there you go. There's probably more out there. I keep looking. I played on a lot of stuff in the 1980s, Karate Kid soundtrack. That was then. This is now TV shows. So I'm always trying to monitor this stuff to see how it's doing now. I played just some stuff with Robert Palmer, and it was a really good times, and it was the end of the studio session era. Now, all the studios I worked in, they're gone. They're mini malls. They're torn down. They're condominiums now. The concept of driving to a recording studio, having your car parked. There's a lounge. There's 5 different rooms, one for drums, one for overdubs, one for mixing. It's all gone. All that stuff is gone, and it's really sad. There's 3 historic recording studios, fortunately, still left here and fully intact, and that's the United Western building where they did all the Beach Boys and the Monkees and Frank Sinatra and Elvis comeback special. They've managed to keep that place as a historic landmark, and you can take a tour of it. A friend of mine is the studio manager. And then there's the Village in Santa Monica and Sunset Sound. Sunset Sound is where the Doors did their records, and well, you name it.
Yeah.
And so those are the 3 that are still left. Fortunately, I got to work in all of them back in the day.
Oh, that's cool. That's very interesting because it seems like around that era, around that time, just doing the studio sessions and just everything that you accomplished. I mean, you gotta be proud of just everything. That you got made all these memories. You got to meet all these cool people and inspirational or whatever to kind of give you an understanding of what the music industry is all about. Kind of.
Yeah, that what's changed, technology changed everything. I saw from 1980 to 1995, the recording studio was a completely different machine. Everything had changed, and then everything is pressing the button and you get this, and you don't have to patch anything in, and the Pro Tools showed up, the computer showed up, and now most of the sessions I do now, I just go to someone's house where they bought the Pro Tools at the Guitar Center, and they're running their own studio in their back house or whatever. And sadly, all these big studios are gone. They're like classic cars now, if there's any left.
Sure. All right, we'll let Screaming Sam. I'm sure he has a question to ask. He kind of put on his cowboy hat, so I'm
Yeah.
your audio there, Sam. Sure,
How you doing?
Howdy, partner.
My name's Screaming Sam. I was a Sam back in the day. I was a Sam Kinison impersonator. Tribute artist.
You got to do something now, man.
This is me back in the day.
Move it over.
Hold on a second. I don't know if you're kidding or not, but I had an idea because right now tribute bands are such a big deal, right?
Yeah.
And I thought somebody should be doing a tribute to these famous comedians. There should be a Rodney Dangerfield impersonator. How can that fail?
Well, I did it for years and years and years. I've been to Vegas. I've been everywhere with this, but I'm getting old now. I'm 66 years old and I'm just tired. I just don't want to do it no more. That's what made me stop doing it. But I was sponsored. Bill Kinnison is like one of my best friends.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he sponsored me, everything.
So what kind of an audience does a comedian impersonator bring? And did you sell out?
It could be good, but you have to understand, this is like I quit probably 4 or 5 years ago when I moved up to Ohio. So it's different than back in the day. They didn't even want me in any clubs or anything because they didn't like just. They said, "Oh, we know you're going to be getting out of control if you're a Sam Kinison impersonator." I used to go to bars, biker clubs, strip clubs. Anywhere I could go to do comedy, I did it. And then I did Vegas. I went to Vegas to a convention, and they let me on stage there, which they were a little nervous about. But yeah, it was pretty tough doing Sam Kinison because everyone's like worried about what you're going to do next.
Well, the interesting thing about that is you have your material already written for you, right?
Right. And sometimes that's harder because you got to if you don't do the thing right, you're out. See, where comedians have to do their own jokes and then they're okay. You know what I mean?
And my brother was good. I'm telling you, he's one of the best.
I used to sing Wild Thing. I own Sam Kinison's electric guitar. He played on his Wild Thing video. It's a Kramer.
Yep.
I got that.
No. Well, I mean, it's funny, a tribute band, they're never going to have the charisma that the original artist has, but they
Right.
do a pretty good job of copying the music. So if you're going to be impersonate a comedian, you're all by yourself to begin with, and then you have to somewhat look like Sam Kinison, and then sometimes you couldn't tell if he was going to rip your head off or not. He would get real angry, and then you find out, well, it was just a joke, right? So,
Right.
but
Yeah,
you would think if I was going to go see a comedian impersonator, I would go because I know that the material's already written, and I'm going to hear some of my favorite jokes, and I want to
Right.
see how well the impersonator, repeats the character and the charisma of the original comedian.
Well, I've been on Fox. I have my own internet show, radio show, TV show, and I was actually on Fox News. They interviewed me, which hit big down Florida. I used to live down Florida. Made newspapers. I mean, I was doing very well, and then people start wanting to take it further into porn business, and it sort of got screwed up. It got out of control, so I quit. So I start doing comedy again, and then I just got tired. My knees start hurting. I mean, I feel good now. I could probably do it now. And a lot of people want me to get back out there. But like I said, when I'm like this, I don't look like Sam at all. But you see the picture, that was me back in the day.
Well, I'd like to.
If you look up Screaming Sam, Google it.
I'd like to throw in a quote from Picasso. Youth has no age.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Fucking legs hurt.
You got to keep going no matter what.
Remember Bill was telling you that you could do like an older Sam Kinison. Like this is what Sam would be like when he's older, when he got older.
You hear what he said? He said, you probably look like Sam would look now if Sam was alive. I mean, Bill Kinison,
dude,
he used to love being around me, and he said there's no one out there like you.
You know what you should do?
Bill Kennison didn't want to meet him because he don't meet people that act like his brother. But when he saw my brother, he's like, I got to go out and see what this guy wants. But my brother, I mean, when he walks on stage, you can't believe it. I mean,
in the world of media that we live in now, you could actually come out as Sam Kinison has been hiding all these years. And this is what he looks like now. Have you seen the guy?
I went out in a wheelchair and said, this car got me all fucked up.
There's the guy on,
I can walk.
There's the guy on TikTok that everybody thinks is Elvis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's his
right.
name? What's that guy's name?
He's a preacher.
Yeah, everybody thinks he's Elvis.
Yeah. Preacher. Yeah, he's
Bob. I think his name's Bob Joyce.
That's it, Bob Joyce. You could do like a Bob Joyce thing. Come out and be the Sam Kinison.
Well, a couple of years ago, Pauly Shore, he did a thing where he did like all the comedians that he grew up with that babysat him. Sam was one of them. He had all lookalikes on his show, on a Zoom show, like we're doing now. And it was pretty funny. We had to act like we were still alive. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want us to talk about the. So, yeah, it's out there. If you look up Pauly Shore with the babysitters that babysat him, you'll see me on that. But he liked me. I met Pauly Shore a couple of times, and he brought me on stage and told everybody, this looks like Sam. And it was fun. I met a lot of people who knew Sam. They loved me. I mean, they said I was 300 pounds at the time, and, they loved it.
So he died in a car accident, right?
Right.
And he had that weird experience where he was talking to somebody. I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
Yeah, the guy who was dying in his arms was Carl LeBove, and he just passed away a couple of years ago.
Huh. I wonder if they're hanging out now.
Probably not. My question is, have you ever wrestled a grizzly and kissed yourself a pretty girl? No, I'm just kidding. You answered every question I had in my mind. These guys took all my questions, and like Antique Man did the same thing. He's putting the papers away, like, oh, that question was answered.
To answer your question,
and I appreciate you coming on the show, Mark, and you're a fantastic guy, and I can't wait to start watching your stuff.
I really like this Zoom interview. This is great, getting all these entertainment business people together, and I have been fortunate to meet a lot of children of people who were in the entertainment business, and everybody's got a great story about what their folks did or how they grew up or who they knew, and it's pretty cool. I really like it.
I got my own
Yeah.
DVD. I got a CD, my own DVD. I used to interview swingers and stuff and smack them on the butt with it was like a
Paddle.
porn thing, but it was fun.
You know that
You're not
Ronnie
supposed to
Dinger.
tell that part.
You, speaking of getting old, Ronnie Dangerfield didn't make it till he was in his 60s, right?
Yeah, he made it later in life. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
50s or something. I think it was 50s.
40s or 50s, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I know all Ronnie's material. I used to do him pretty good, but not.
Let's
didn't look
get the band back together.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I think his older age was part of the charm of him being funny.
Oh yeah.
You know?
He was an aluminum siding salesman. Aluminum
what?
siding. On
Hey,
Hollywood.
I got some aluminum siding for your building. Come on, bad shape.
Oh, I can imagine that. I can imagine. Yeah, you were saying earlier, Mark, about my crew here. Yeah, when Sam and I first started the idea to do Renegade Radio, it was just him and I in the beginning, and then I wanted to expand because I feel like expanding would be better. And some people didn't like it, some people thought, but it wasn't going to last long if you had too many people on. But you know what? Everybody that's been on the show, and there's some people that you haven't seen tonight that are normally on our show too. So there's more than just what we have. But it's like I'm so proud and so happy that these guys have stuck with me. Most of these guys, I've interviewed before, like when I used to do like radio and stuff. So
Mark,
interview me
Mark,
3 times.
I didn't tell you what I did when I first came on. I didn't know we were doing that. But I'm a professional wrestler. What I did, and my brother was my manager.
I'm his brother.
And,
yeah, they're
that's
brothers.
my brother, Johnny Screaming Sam. And today was actually my day, and we interviewed after my day. Had the little segment of interview. Today's Mad Dog Day in the city of Pittsburgh, where I got put in the Hall of Fame last year on November 4th, and they honored me the key to the city and everything. So this was a big show today, and I'm glad I got to share it with you because you're very interesting. But then I'll let you move on and get the other 2 guys we didn't get yet. So
Thanks. I really appreciate everyone joining in to have these conversations. I never became a big star, but I played with a lot of them, and I would say there's definitely no business like show business. That's for sure. It had its up, it's had its downs, but a lot of dreams came true for me, and I can't complain. The stories are great. I heard a lot of stories when I got in the music business, and now I'm the story.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I love listening to you. I mean, you're a very interesting guy.
Well,
let him get.
That's the thing about this show too. My goal is to make it old school. It's not. I mean, yes, we want people to watch, and yes, I do care a little bit about ratings, a little bit, but it's not to the point where it's like that's what makes the show. What makes our show is the fact that we got a good crew of people. We get some really good guests. If you looked at my YouTube page when I first met you, I don't know if you had a chance to look at anything else or whatever, but there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of archive of things, and I'm just happy that this whole idea worked out because it's all.
Can I say something to Mark?
Go ahead.
He mentioned about getting a Ronnie Dangerfield impersonator. I did a gig. I was doing a gig. We were doing a Las Vegas gig, and we had this thing going together called the Legends in Comedy. And we had a Rodney Dangerfield was going to be the host. And then we had an Andrew Dice Clay guy who was fantastic. And then we had me. I was going to be the headliner. And we lost this over 1%. My manager wanted 1% more than the other manager, and they canceled the whole deal. And this is what we put together, which was great. See the Rodney Dangerfield on the bottom and me and.
That's cool. Yeah, is that frame? You should frame that. I
have posters of it, yeah. But we were going to do Who's On First with Sam Kinison and what's his name? Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah.
We practiced for weeks and weeks and weeks, and all of a sudden they couldn't get their shit together over 1%, and we lost the whole deal.
I've had so many bouts with success when stuff like that happened, and then all of a sudden it was over, and there was no way to repair it.
No.
Wow, that's for sure.
Unless I find another couple guys that would do it, and then we could do it again. But it'll never be again. I saved that poster, and because that's a memory for me.
I'd like to leave you guys with an interesting quote. about the music business that's resonated with me from day one. My first record deal in 1980, but for myself, not somebody else I was working with, was on RCA. And a really wonderful, kind gentleman, Ed DeJoy, he signed and broke the careers of Hall and Oates, Rick Springfield, and The Fix, to name a couple. And I saw his gold records and I said, "Congratulations, Ed. You stepped on a four-leaf clover." And he said, "Mark, let me tell you something about the music business. Talent is the hardest thing in the world to sell."
Wow.
Coming
And
from that guy.
we have the other two guys, Laura and Eric Adams, the Antique Man. Antique Man was a singer. Got an Antique Man. And John is a newscaster on TV.
He was a DJ.
DJ, whatever.
Well,
Oh,
we'll let Antique Man, you go right ahead. You're the next one there.
If I had to do it all over again, I'd love to be in the media, a newscaster or a journalist.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, Eric.
Okay, Mark, thank you for being on the show. It's just a wealth of information. And have you written a book yet?
No, but the funny thing is a lot of people want me to do that or make a documentary, and I never became a famous person, and I don't know, people would be interested. People want to read something about someone that was famous, and I just have a huge list of all these famous people I worked with, and I don't really have anything bad to say about anybody. I know you hear a lot of negativity about the music business. My only problem with Diddy is he never invited me to one of his parties. So. For the record, no pun intended, I've been to a lot of Hollywood parties, and I've never seen anything like what I'm hearing from a Diddy party. But the stories are there. I've got so many stories of working with famous people and what they were like and how fun it was and the experiences. I guess if someone wants to read that, I'd be up for it.
Well, I think so, and I'd certainly read them. Maybe have a little series of books. But
another thing too is the time period we were all in when we were young, was different than now.
Sure,
that's a no-brainer. The Hollywood in the 1980s was, you trip over a McDonald's bag and you got a record deal. It was just the music business was alive. There was a lot of bands playing 7 nights a week and people going out to see bands and sign bands, and it's a no-brainer that I got involved in everything I got involved in. But that's not going to happen for a young person now. It's just not.
No, it's not going to happen.
And then last but not least, we got Laura, aka John Roberts. Go ahead, John.
Hey, great.
Say the best for last.
Not the same anymore, but thanks for being with us, Mark. I played a Fender way back in the day, but anyway, you've been doing this for a long time, and you made the comment that talent is hard to sell. I've been in the radio business, in the media business, and music for 4+ decades, and when you say talent's hard to sell, it's there's a million awesome guitar players out there. You kind of need to be in the right place at the right time. But is there anybody that just blows you away because or maybe that you haven't worked with that you'd want to? Because from way back in the day up until now, I mean, I was in the country radio business for a long time, classic rock, and pretty much all of them. But from Ricky Skaggs to Eric Clapton to Walter Trout to Joe Bonamassa, I've been fortunate enough to see a lot of really good players. But is there anybody out there now, Mark, that just blows you away and you go, man, I'd love to sit down and jam with this dude for a while?
Absolutely. Brent Mason, the historic top session player. Tommy Tedesco of Nashville is a stunning guitar player.
Yeah.
And Greg Koch is a stunning guitar player. I'd love to sit down with him. If you don't know Greg Koch, look him up. He's
I did a clinic. I did a guitar clinic once I hosted with Greg, and oh my God, not only is he like 7 feet tall, so he's very intimidating. That guy is,
Yeah, and my band got to open for him right before the pandemic, and that was a great experience. Um, uh, Back in the day, quick story, the Jimi Hendrix record, Band of Gypsies, was not his regular band. It was Buddy Miles on drums and Billy Cox on bass. And so fast forward to the Village People songwriting rehearsal sessions at SAR in Hollywood. And I came in, we would come in at noon and work till 5. And the front desk guy goes, "Hey man, Buddy Miles is just booked the room next to you." And I go, "No way, really?" So I go into the Village People rehearsal and I told the band members, I go, "Hey, Buddy Miles is next door. He comes here every day at 3 o'clock. Let's play Them Changes and see if he comes in the room." So we played Them Changes every day at 3 o'clock. And on the third day, the door bursts open and there he is, Buddy Miles. And he goes, "Do you know who I am?" And I go, "Yeah, you're Buddy Miles." And he goes, "I'm the Buddy Miles." And I go, "Well, get up here and sing the song with us." And he sits down on the drums. We stuck a mic in his face, and I got to play Them Changes, the Jimi Hendrix version with Buddy Miles. That was really exciting.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. But in the here and now, I'd say Joe Bonamassa, Brent Mason, Greg Koch. All you got to do is scroll down Instagram and TikTok, and there's so many amazing guitar players. I'm getting
There's a million
exhausted trying to keep up with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that's for sure. That's for sure.
Thank you.
The future is always just beginning for me. There's no way that I'll accomplish something on the greatness of a Jeff Beck or a Jimi Hendrix in my lifetime on the guitar. So I just practice every night. I just keep going,
Yeah, that's why I do this podcast, because I can never seem to get a real job in radio, so I decided to start my own thing.
Yeah.
So and it's worked. So and it's nice because we have guys like you on that are good storytellers. And I tell you what, for anybody that wants to know more about you, who haven't gotten enough information already, how can they do that?
Well, the Los Angeles County Sheriff Department, my picture's hanging up in there. Wanted sign.
Yeah, the post office.
For those of us out of the area,
I thought you looked familiar.
Yeah. Are you Waylon Jennings?
No, I just have the tip. I don't have a website right now because I don't really use a website anymore. Everyone goes to the social media, right? So I've got Merle Jagger _guitar is the Instagram for me. I'm Mark Christian Facebook, and
I just added you, Mark. John Lutz.
And then you find everything there. I put on my Facebook page, I put a long list of resume stuff if anyone wants to look at it.
I saw it. Yep.
I'm on All Music Guide. You know what All Music Guide is? They review records and then so there's a Mark Christian. There's two Mark Christians. One is a Nashville Christian artist, but
I've seen him. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes he gets my royalties and I get his. But but on All Music Guide, there's a whole list of records that I played on, and they're not all on there. They don't have everything, but there's a lot of stuff on there, and they review the two bands I was in, the Big F and Merle Jagger, and you can go there. But I just use the stuff that you see every day: Facebook, Instagram. I have a TikTok thing, but TikTok, I don't really try. I'm not trying to be a TikTok guy. I just watch for the entertainment more than put videos up.
Me too.
But everything is a Merle Jagger Facebook, Merle Jagger Instagram, and me, Mark Christian Facebook. Follow me and have fun.
I'll have to send you my TikTok that I have, because I've done some AI music, on the side.
Music.
Just for fun, just for shits and giggles, basically. But I was okay. I was more or less earlier this summer. I was just kind of wondering, with AI music being something, can it become something even bigger? And so I came up with some weird ideas and put it together. And some of the stuff that I got is actually pretty. I think it could be on a soundtrack or something.
Like my music. You want to
like
hear
his
my
music and everything? But I'll send
I
you my
think that
I'll send you my link anyway. You can check
send
it
it
out.
to me. AI is the Wild West. I think it hasn't yet been discovered all the good stuff it can do. All we hear is the bad stuff. I like that video that's going around, the AI video with Trump and Putin and Kamala
Oh, that's
Harris,
funny as hell.
and they're all in a band playing together. Have you seen
Yeah,
Yeah.
that?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Trump's got a Les Paul and Putin's playing the drums, and this stuff is brilliant.
Imagine
Let that,
that.
yeah. Well, there's the message. Music brings the world together, I guess.
Yep.
If it can bring Donald Trump to play some music, I tell you what, dude.
Would you
And,
say play my music? Did he just
and,
say play my
and, and, and you know what? The people that probably see that video, probably actually, there's some people that actually believe he can probably play.
I
You
can
know?
play guitar better than anybody else. I tell you, I play, quite frankly, I'm better than anybody.
Well,
A terrible impression.
I think the one thing to say before I go is I could use that 54 Strat for my next video, so feel free to send it over.
Yep, you got it. I'll let him know.
And he'll autograph it for you too, so you double the
Yeah,
door.
you're gonna need a stunt man to go with that guitar.
Yeah, Mark, you have 100 grand. That's what you told him it's worth. You better come
Yeah,
on.
You're one of those guys that you would never think would have anything to do with a vintage guitar, and all of a sudden, like, yeah, I think my dad has a 55 Les Paul and he still plays it. I go, what?
Hey, you never
Yeah,
know.
Have you ever heard of a Les Paul?
Yeah.
Hey, I
Exactly.
still got a closing play. When you open it, it stops.
All right. Well,
remember them?
Take my advice on that guitar and make sure that it doesn't get struck by mold, because it really sucks when that happens.
I'll confirm where it is currently
Hey, my music.
housed.
I would
All
take
right.
it out and I would put it in a glass case. That's where it needs to go.
all right, Michael.
Yeah.
We appreciate
Good
having you on, and thanks everybody for being on the panel, and thanks everybody watching. And happy Mad Dog Day, and happy
Play
pre-election
my
day.
music.
All right. Bye, bye, everybody.
Bye.